Hello, what's going on? I figured we would open up the live stream with a cat convention. So I believe I saw Melchior, Wise Man, in the stream. So you suggested a bigger box and put it on its side. So we're going to see if we have any more success in capturing a cat tonight. I already called them over with some cat treats that I have kicking around here. So we will make good use of those throughout the night as we have our live stream. So yeah, that's there we go. That's a strong opening for a live stream, I think. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight we're gonna do some Dungeon Master Q&A, and then once we get that out of our system, we're gonna be doing some random encounter creation. So like I have this beginning my I gotta get the right screen here. Stand by. Let me get this guy over here. So what I had envisioned that we're going to do, and we'll see how this works, because I've never done this before on a stream. I have basically a random encounters table for levels 1 through 4, and we're going to make a random encounters table, and we're going to see how that goes. I think this is something that people might find useful, so yeah, that's how we're doing that. All right, so let's see who we got kicking around in the stream here. Rainier, what up, dude? Thanks for hanging. It was cool hanging out with you guys last night. We had like so my patrons and members, we have this like monthly hangout thing in voice chat on my Discord server, and Rainier was there. We were just like, I don't know what we were talking about. We were just talking about D&D crap for almost 2 hours, so that was fun. So thanks for joining us, dude. Danny's in the house. Hello, Danny. What's going on? Tabletop Bard, Sugar Dove, Emily Top. So there were like almost 100 people in before I even started going here. So like, I don't think I'm going to be able to mention everybody, but we'll do a little bit of a roll call here. Benjamin, what up, dude? Sebastian, Vrecken, nice. This changed into an R-rated stream. I hope not. I hope I didn't. Yeah, the cats are my servants. Oh, R-rated for leg showing up uncovered. Oh, okay. I mean, if a middle-aged man's leg from the knee down is like R-rated, that's concerning. All right, sweetness. Ty Wickham, Finn Armstrong, good to see you again, buddy. Reaper, hello. Yossi Susie, sweet. I'm looking for folks. The Young GM, what up, dude? How's it going, man? And nice to Jim. I don't know. I forgive up. Pat, what's up, dude? How's it going, man? All right, so rules of the Q&A stuff. Robert Young, how's it going, buddy? I'm like just calling off names. I do a roll call. I always do a roll. Penguin Butt! Wait, is Penguin Butt in the house? Where's Penguin Butt? Deep Fried Butter Boy! What up, dude? I like Deep Fried Butter Boy's name. Penguin Butt, is he in the house? Because he's usually here. I usually see Penguin Butt in the house, too. I don't know if he... Overclocked! Oh, no. Is Overclocked in here? I don't know. He might be in here. I remember Overclocked. Overlord Rocks, what up, dude? We got some members representing tonight. So the way this works, ladies and gentlemen, is you drop your question down into the chat box. You use hashtag question, all caps, and my moderators will throw your question into a spreadsheet. There's not a whole lot of sense in spamming your question. In fact, I've told my moderators that folks who spam their questions, like, I don't want to enable spammers. So I suggest not spamming. And yeah, I got a spreadsheet kicking, and looks like we got some questions going on here. As a reminder, moderators, it looks like you're doing it, but let's make sure that the questions my members ask me is super important, so I want to make sure I prioritize those. So if you can continue to like highlight those in the spreadsheet, I will appreciate that. Yeah, dude, there's like, so somebody say, who was it? Javka, the cat on the shelf is going to knock it off something. Oh yeah, dude, where's the cat? Yeah, he's back on the shelf over there. I have an entire, you guys want to see what my cat did? Stand by. Let me show you something. So, in this box, I have an amazingly awesome dragon miniature. Like, huge, awesome dragon miniature. And I came home one day to find my dragon miniature that was given to me by a player of mine, so which makes me feel even worse, completely broken. The wing is broken off. Like, it's got like cobwebs and stuff on it too, because like it's been sitting in this box for forever. The wings are broken off. Here's the base. So here's the base. You can see the poor legs are right here. This is what my cats did to me. So like, I don't know how this happened. I came home from my, it was on my bookcase right over here, and the dragon was just like, some of it was still up on the bookcase and some of it was like on the ground. So they didn't knock it off the bookcase because otherwise the whole thing would be on the ground. The best I can figure is they jumped up. They were trying to jump up to the top of the shelving right there, and they didn't get purchase, and they slipped and fell onto the miniature and totally knocked it all over the place. And so now I have this, but I actually just got done buying like that little drill thingy that you can like, drill holes into it, and pins and like some special glue to repair this thing. So yeah, that's what my cats do to me. Just flagrant disregard for a man's miniatures. It's very not cool. The cat totally beat a black dragon. Like they leveled up to like level 15 from all the XP that they got. Yeah. All right. My preferred form of note-taking, Rick Cooper, is OneNote. I have a massive OneNote with all my games. Keep track of all my notes and everything. Lots of organization. When you run as many games as I run, you keep things very organized and you take lots of notes. Otherwise, you show up to a game and you're just like, I don't know what's going on. So that's what I do there. Before we get rolling here, I do want to thank all of my awesome, wonderful patrons and members for helping support everything we do around here. We have a big list here of folks. I also want to call special attention to the people in red. They are Beoban, Clammed Oyster, Silas Dea, Joe M, John E, Kurt Y, Mr. Lemon Pie, Patrick C, Sophia W, Son of a Sofa Man, Theta Tag, and Yokai. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate the support you give the channel. By the way, don't forget all of my, especially my patrons and members that are in the live stream right now. We have the giveaway going on right now. Make sure you guys sign up for that. There's a link down in the description. 4 people are going to play D&D with me. It's going to be like a one-shot D&D game. So all my patrons and members are eligible for that. So make sure you sign up for that. We will be playing it over Roll20 and then Discord for voice chat. So you don't really need anything. I mean, a microphone. You really need a microphone. I don't care about the video as much. If you got video, that makes it better, but whatever. So yeah, and for anybody who's not patron member, all that kind of stuff, you can become one and then sign up for it as well. It is closing today. This is like, oh, that's kind of weird that I timed it on Valentine's Day. But yeah, today's the last day. So please, members, patrons, sign up for that stuff. I want to make sure you all get on in the fun. And I think I've blabbered on about stuff long enough, so let's answer some questions. All right, Reaper says, how do I purchase some time one-on-one with you? he's like, all right, man, I'm getting the wallet out. You just tell me what I got to do. He's introducing a new, moderators, could I get the spreadsheet to wrap the text cells? I can't read everything. Can you put text wrapping on the cells for me? Thank you, appreciate it. He's introducing a new mechanic and I'm a little stuck with it. I could use a couple hours or something. Okay, dude, so basically, Reaper, I do have a Patreon tier that you can basically get one-on-one time with me. So there's a link down below to my Patreon page. I go check it out, and you can get literally one-on-one time with me over like voice chat and stuff, and we can talk about this. So I would go check that out. That's my best thing for you. I'm super busy, but like that's the best way. If you need me to do it, then that's what you do. Lauciano says, I tried using the companion UA thing, the companion Unearthed Arcana thing with the group, but I ran into some confusion. I can't read this thing. Text wrapping, please. Text wrapping. I can't read stuff. Is anyone around tried using the CR calculation for balancing fights with a helping NPC? Okay, I don't know anything about the companion Unearthed Arcana. I have zero knowledge about that. So I'm just going to talk about your second part of your question, which is CR calculation for balancing fights with a helping NPC. I mean, basically what you got to do, dude, is you need to just kind of look at the NPC and assign a character level to him and then put him into the calculator. So the calculator that I use, and I'm gonna just go to it real quick and show you, because we're actually gonna be using this calculator tonight. This is what I use to calculate all of my encounters for my games. It's not 100% perfect, but it gets you like into the ballpark. but this is the dude right here. And I would just give your NPC a CR and then use this calculator. And I'm going to throw a link to this down into the chat for you guys if you want to, like, you know, bookmark that or something. This is what I use. It's pretty good. And then we're actually going to be using this tonight as we build our random encounters. So I'm not going to show you how to do it right now. You'll have to stick around for the second part of the stream if you want to see that. Like, it's a big tease. It's like, you know, it's kind of like how, like, what is it? Oh, whoops. This is my spreadsheet. You all don't need to see that. Like, oh my gosh, behind the scenes, that's his spreadsheet. It's like a news. If you're looking at like the nightly news or something, have you guys noticed they have this story, this tantalizing story, and they're like, you know, later tonight on the news, we're gonna tell you about the boy who trapped a cat, you know, and what happened to him. And they're going to tell you something. And then you're like, oh man, I need to know that. And so you wait through the commercials and you get to the next segment of the news and they tell you about 3 stories, but they don't mention that one. And then they're like, oh, you know, later tonight, we're going to tell you about the boy who trapped a cat. And you're like, okay, maybe they're going to show it to me this next time. And they come back again and they don't tell you it. They wait until like the very last segment of the news to tell you about that story that they were like teasing you with. And then it turns out to take like 5 seconds and it's like, oh, that's not that big of a deal. He got grounded, you know. So anyway, whatever. That's your first tangent of the night. Kobold Fight Club is good for random encounters, in my opinion. When I know the monsters that I want to use, and I want to calculate like for the specific party, the makeup of the party, and then the monsters involved and their challenge ratings, like this is what I use. If I'm looking to just for some random encounters, then yeah, I go for Kobold Fight Club as well. Although I've probably mentioned this before, most of my random encounters are not random; they're planned. I plan on them happening. I'll find like a cool monster in the monster manual, and I'll be like, "Ooh, I gotta use this," and then I'll put it into my next game session. It'll be a random encounter they run across. That's one of the ways to like use like half of the monsters in the book that you're never otherwise going to use is just by putting it into a random encounter table or just, you know, planning it while they're traveling and calling it a random encounter. Rainier the Conqueror says, I don't think I've heard the breakdown of how the giveaways work. Can you clarify them for me? Okay, so basically, dude, the giveaways, there's a link you click, you go to the giveaway, there's a form, you basically put your contact information in it. Like, I need your email so I can actually contact you if you win. That's the only thing I use it for. I'm not selling your crap, or I'm not going to send you bull crap, okay? I just need to be able to contact you. And, like, the Gleam application takes your information and all of your entries. I think there's, like, usually different ways you can get entries and stuff and get more entries. And then basically it handles all of that. And then all I'm going to do is, like, tomorrow morning, I'm going to go into Gleam and I'm going to click a button that says pick winner, pick winner, pick winner, pick winner. I'm going to pick 4 winners. And it's going to tell me who those people are. And then I'm just going to email you and I'm going to be like, dude, you won. You know, that's as simple as it is. So yeah, you just click that link and put your information in. And then if you win, I'll contact you. Yeah. So that's it. Hey, Money My! What up, dude? What is that? SEK. What are SEKs? I don't know what they are, but thank you for 20 SEKs. Appreciate that, dude. Glad you liked the channel, buddy. Thanks. All right, so I got that one. Overlord Rocks is like, what stat block, if any, do you use when Gary the FTE comes into contact with PCs? He gets the Kobold stat block. Gary the FTE is the standard, ordinary, wussy, like, Kobold. They could squash him in a second if they wanted to. Part of the allure of Gary the FTE, or Gary the Intern, in my opinion, is that he's just a little squishy runt and he's pathetic. And so players they're just like, oh, just a little whiny Kobold. He's poor and pathetic and he's kind of a little bit cute. And so that endears him to them, you know. So he's nothing special. They could kill him in a second. In fact, my Sword Coast Guard group has had 2 iterations, I believe, of Gary the Intern in their group. And in both instances, he's died rather quickly. Like, they don't kill him. They're like, oh, yeah, you can come with us. But then he'll go and then he just dies really fast because he's a little Kobold. And they're level, like, what level are they? I think they're either level 15 or level 16 right now. And so even when they're level 12, I think is when they probably had him. But he just dies really fast. You know, it's fine. There are always more Garys. Princess Canuta, hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, Pat Content says it's Swedish. Okay, cool. Sugar Dove, I've never used DM's Guild, and I don't have any resources that I can recommend from there. I do not use third-party stuff, like, ever. Dude, you gotta, like, you guys, I have the majority of the official Wizards of the Coast books, and I would say that I have read probably a third of them. And, like, I'm trying to read through Curse of Strahd because I'm going to run it for my Sword Coast Guard group. So it's like, if I can't even read through, because I don't have time, if I can't even read through, like, the official books and stuff, I haven't even read through, like, all of this. Like, I'm still just piecemealing it and reading it as needed. If I can't even get through the official stuff, like, why would I just go buy other stuff that I'm never going to use? I just don't have time. All right. Do you ban clerics? Why would I ban clerics? No, Andrew, I would never ban clerics. I love clerics. Dude, like, are you kidding me? If a player wants to play a cleric, dude, you're more than... Actually, we just had, like, we have a player... he might be joining our... So our Sword Coast... My Sword Coast Guard group is short one player. So we only have 4, and I keep my groups at 5. And so they're short a player. And so I have a guy that's been coming a few times, and he seems... We're probably going to see if he wants to play with us as a permanent player or whatever. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that he's playing a cleric. And that's the first time my Sword Coast Guard group has had a cleric. And it's amazing. Like, they're, like, getting healed, and, like, they're not, like, you know, dying as nearly as much, and somebody dies, and then they get revivified, and they get healed up to full health, and, like, it's amazing, because they just can keep on going, you know, and I'm just like, all right, sweet, I can throw bigger, nastier crap at you if you got a cleric keeping you up, you know, so, like, I don't see a problem with it. I think it's good, and clerics are fun, you know, like, it's not like in other editions where clerics only did healing, like, you know, this cleric did some stuff. He threw down a blade barrier, which was pretty important in a fight recently. So yeah, I dig clerics. I would never ban a cleric. I think that's dumb. I don't know why you would do that, but whatever. I'm sure people have their reasons. Philip Ketchup is in the house. What up? Oh, there's Penguin Butt. I see Penguin Butt. Oh, okay. Penguin Butt says, I'm going to answer your question because I saw your name. I like your name. That's the key to getting your questions answered, guys. Have an interesting... Oh, Ninja Theory Ashrams. What up, dude? Have an interesting name. When do you use random encounters? Like, what is their purpose? Random encounters. So, what's the purpose of random encounters? There are a couple different purposes for random encounters. One purpose is when your players go in a direction that you weren't anticipating, and you need to stall for time and think about what's going to happen. So you just throw a random encounter at them. They got to go through a battle and stuff, and it gives you time to think. That's one purpose of it. When you're just like, oh crap, you know, give them a random encounter. Sometimes your players get in. Sometimes you have a game session that's just kind of getting bogged down a little bit and too much discussion and thinking and overthinking and hashing things out and, like, you know, trying to figure the pros and the cons and what are we going to do. Sometimes you just need to throw something at them, you know, and just have some action happen, because there are different types of players in a game. Some players like that sort of conversation. Other players are going to get antsy and going to be like, can we actually do something important tonight besides talk about this same thing? Like, one of the most boring games, I watched a game once where and this is the crazy thing. It was an online game, or it was a streamed game or something. It was a season finale. It was a pretty popular one too. And it was the season finale. And, like, for 2 hours, it was basically 2 players discussing whether they should attack this bad person that had gotten into their castle, or whether they should make a deal with this bad person. A 2-hour discussion about what we're going to do. And I was watching this, and, like, my mind was blown. 2 players were having a discussion. There were, like, a total of 5 players, I think. The other 3 players were basically not participating in the discussion. I don't know what, they were probably just like, can we, like, you know, attack or do something? It was 2 players mostly talking. And it was just this long thing, and at the end, I don't know. So it was like, sometimes you gotta throw something at your players, you know, to spice things up, because you want your game to appeal to all your players, not just 2 that want to have this discussion. The other 3 are bored out of their minds. You know, and sometimes you just got to throw something at them to snap them out of it. I don't know. The other purpose for random encounters, in my opinion, is to use monsters that you wouldn't ordinarily use in your game. So, like, I might find a really cool, like, a 3D or something, but I'm not really going to use that in my Sword Coast Guard game. So while they're traveling somewhere, I'll throw that in, you know, and so they come across it. Another purpose of random encounters is to, when they're traveling from locations to locations in your game world, to make your game world feel alive, dynamic, real, so they'll run into things along the way. You can reinforce the fact that it's a dangerous world, and that when you're traveling somewhere you might run into stuff that you got to take care of. Now, random encounters don't have to be combats. They could just be some merchants that are traveling and their wagon broke down or something, I don't know, or somebody's sick and they need help, or I don't know, it could be other stuff. We'll brainstorm some of that crap in the second part of the stream, but yeah, those are some reasons for random encounters. All right, let me see here. Overlord Rock says, have any of your one-shots turned into or inspired a full-on campaign? No. I don't usually run one-shots. I run full campaigns. Like, when I get a group of players together to play a game, we're going to play a campaign. We're going to play a game. The one-shots that I do as sort of giveaways, like, those are only intended to be a one-shot giveaway. There's no possible way that I can run any more games right now. My wife would kill me. She would probably kill me first and then divorce me. So that's not gonna happen. It's like I need time. I have a full-time job. I do these videos. I do these streams and stuff. I create like DM resources on the side, and then I'm running like. Am I running 4 D&D games? I'm running 4 D&D games, and then I have a family that I got to spend time with and stuff. So there's no way that I can take any of my one-shots that I do and have it turn into a campaign. That's nuts. Beyond the scope of possibilities at this point. Marion Davila, hello, says, what's your leniency with homebrew creations in your campaigns? So like, I usually don't like them. Because folks get homebrews from third-party sources, and they're almost always overpowered. And then you have to have a conversation and figure out how you're going to balance it. Now, I don't have a lot of time to do that sort of thing. And so my personal leniency is I don't like using them because I don't want to spend the time balancing it. I would rather just have my players pick something from the official rule books and we can run with it and call it a day. It's a lot easier for me, but I have a special circumstance in that I don't have a lot of time to mess around with that stuff. For other dungeon masters that have more time and they're not under that limitation, then I think that it's good to consider homebrew, stuff like that, especially ones that your players might be interested or excited about. The caveat and my warning to that is most homebrew stuff that I tend to see, the stuff that's posted on Reddit or Facebook or something, is way overpowered, and the dungeon master needs to balance it in alignment with other existing things from the official rule books. And so that would be my warning about homebrew. Because my buddy John and I sometimes talk at work about he has a player or had a player that would always find some homebrew class on, like, I don't know where he would find it, on the internet somewhere. And then he'd come back with this character concept using this homebrew class. And he's like, oh, I want to do this and this. Oh, yeah. And, like, John would be looking at what he wanted to do, and he's like, that's so crazy overpowered. That class is insane. It's like 2 classes in 1 or something, And so, yeah, that's a thing. So just be careful. I guess that's what I would say. I think I answered that question right there already. Oh, wait. Ooh. Wee! What is the earliest you have set a dragon encounter for the group? Javkov, I have done a dragon encounter for a level 5 party before. I was running Forge of Fury from Tales from the Yawning Portal, which is a very good module, by the way. Not Tales from the Yawning Portal. Tales from the Yawning Portal is hit and miss. There's some in there that are good, and there's a lot that suck. But Forge of Fury from Tales from the Yawning Portal is a good adventure. And so I was running that one with my players, and there was a dragon. Oh, spoiler. Spoiler! There's a dragon at the end of it. Yeah, I think they were level 5. So they did okay. Did one of them die? No, I don't think. I think one of their animal companions died, is I think what happened. So, yeah. Danny's like, preach. Preach about what? Oh, probably the homebrew stuff that's like unbalanced and stuff. Yeah. Question, Deep Fried Butter Boy says, do you have any tips on Tome of Annihilation? Nope, never ran it. I've heard that it's challenging and difficult. That's all I've heard. I've heard that there's one part of it that's challenging to run too because it's it's an overland hex grid map, and there was some sort of like difficulty with that. I forget what somebody said, but I heard another guy talking about it, and they were talking about some puzzles and traps in it that sounded really interesting. I mean, lethal, but really interesting. So that's all I know about that. Okay, Reaper. Geez, Reaper is just throwing out some questions tonight. Is this the second question from Reaper? I don't know. It might be. It says, yeah. 2's not that bad. You can keep asking questions, Reaper. You're a member. I'll cut you some slack. Yeah, Reaper. Let's chat offline. Why don't you send me a DM on Discord or something, and then we can sort something out. So, yeah, it's my time is so I think I just have had several tangents right already on the stream about how little time I have, and so my time is very precious, and so yeah, but we could probably figure something out, because I have this flaw that I like helping people, and so I yeah. Wayne Bowser Jr. is in the house. What up, dude? Oh, that's all you can spare. Dude, don't worry about it, man. You take your wife out, enjoy, treat her and stuff. I was going to say enjoy her. That's probably not appropriate. Treat her and enjoy yourself. You have been more than generous to this channel, dude. So don't you worry about it. All right. Let's see. Richard Gizednik. Oh, man, I blew that. We're going to call you Richard. Richard G. What up, dude? When are you going to euthanize Min-Maxi Pally Sork from the Sword Coast Guards? All right, so dude, Richard, so check this out. This Dalinor is insane. He's insane. His armor class is 21. He has a Cloak of Displacement, which, on average is a +5, but at the ends of the spectrum, my buddy Joe from work showed he is a crazy. He's an IT capacity analyst. So math and stuff like that is his thing, and he was showing me the distribution and stuff of how disadvantage and advantage works, and it's nuts. At the ends of the spectrum, it's nuts. And so when I have to roll super high to hit the paladin already and I have disadvantage, it never happens. I literally, in one of my game sessions, I had 6 enemies and they each had 3 attacks and they were ganged up around him. Not one hit him. It was nuts. It's horrible. When am I gonna? I don't think I'm gonna do any. I don't know that I'm gonna do anything about him because I gave him the Cloak of Displacement, and he now has a reputation. They're high level. They're level 16 now, and everybody, the big bad, knows about this guy. That's unhittable. You can't hit him in combat, and so word is spreading throughout all of the enemy ranks. They know about Dalinor. They know not to even mess around with him, and so basically enemies kind of ignore him to a certain extent, and they attack the more vulnerable parts of the party, or they use special tactics against him. They try to trip him, or grapple's not going to work. He also has a belt of Storm Giant strength, so his strength is insane. And he's Splash Sorcerer, so he could cast the shield spell and increase his armor class too. So yeah. Rainier's the stream is rated R now. Okay. Where was I? So I don't know that I'm gonna do anything. Honestly, the campaign is nearing its completion. After they get done, they're in the middle of an invasion of Waterdeep right now. And by the way, you guys, if you want to watch my Sword Coast Guard games, there's a link down in the description to my second YouTube channel called the DM Lair Streams. There's a link in the description if you want to watch us play D&D. It's not that big of a deal, but if you want to, whatever. But anyway, they're in the middle of invasion of Waterdeep right now, and then once they get done with that, we're gonna basically the next thing is to confront Lord Paxton. So they're almost done with the campaign. I'm just kind of taking this as a learning lesson, and we joke around about this all the time in my Sword Coast Guard game. It's there will never be a Cloak of Displacement in the game ever again. Dalinor is I've ruined the Cloak of Displacement for everybody in all of your games forever. And I'm yeah, you pretty much have. Danny's gonna paint minis. Okay, cool. You paint minis. Post some of the minis you paint on your Instagram, Danny, so we can check them out. Let's see. Sebastian Vriken says, for a new DM, would you suggest using XP for leveling up or set milestones for leveling? That's an interesting question. I don't know. Never thought about that before. I don't know. So, like, this is my thoughts off the cuff about that question. As a new dungeon master, I would probably recommend you take the easiest path, the thing that is easiest for you. And in my opinion, for a dungeon master, milestones are far easier because you can just basically control what the player's levels are going to be. When they've gotten through one adventure that's made for level 1, you're level 2. And now I'm going to give you an adventure that's made for level 2. And then you can play it. And then when you get done with that one, maybe you're level 3. And so I think I'm going to recommend milestone because it's easier for the dungeon master to use. I'm actually planning on doing a video about XP versus milestone because there are pros and cons for each approach. I use milestone personally for reasons, but there are lots of good reasons to use XP as well. And so in a future video, I think I'm going to do that video in March. That should be a March video. I think. Don't quote me on that though. I could change it. Sometimes I plan on a video too, and then I change it based on like other factors and stuff. So, but anyway, I answered your question. Andrew Orr says, do you play other role-playing games such as Call of Cthulhu or Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay? Call of Cthulhu, yes, I have played it about 3 times at conventions, and I loved it. It was very, very fun. That's pretty much it. I played Hero Quest in high school. Does that count? I don't play a whole lot of stuff besides D&D. I'm pretty focused. I have played, what did I play? It's kind of like D&D, but it's not called GURPS. Is it called GURPS or something like that? I think it might have been that. No, it might not have been GURPS. It might have been something else. There's something that's similar to D&D. It's like a fantasy role-playing game, but it doesn't use, I think it uses an open source game mechanics or something like that. So, yeah. I forget. It wasn't Fate. I don't know what it was. Ethenex says, I'm going to limit all my questions so other people get picked. Are you asking a bunch of questions, dude? We're going to find one of his questions. I'm searching. Oh, here's one. Okay. Ethenex, what up, dude? We're going to answer your question. He says, he is answering a bunch of questions. He's asking a bunch of questions. How early should I send a dragon at a party of 8? A party of 8? Level 8 or 8? I don't know. Punch the challenge ratings. I would say level 10. Do it. There's my answer for you. And then Ethenex says, when is a good level to put your characters in a siege battle? Whenever you want, but higher level would probably be better. Which is Wonder Furret? What is that? Wonder Furret says, what is the fairest way to design a lethal trap? So in my opinion, Wonder Furret, if you're going to design a trap that's like super crazy lethal, then I don't care how you design it. I don't have a comment on that. You just that's your creativity. But as far as like the fair way to have your players encounter the trap, I do have comments on that. If it's lethal and it can kill them, then I would at the very minimum have some flavor text that you give them that kind of hints at the possibility of a trap. But it's got to be very subtle. It's got to be very, very subtle. If it's too obvious, your players are going to pick up on it and find it, and then what's the point? It's got to be super subtle so that if they're paying attention to your flavor text, your description of a room or of a corridor or something, they're going to pick up on it. Okay? So that would be my suggestion. That way, if they're paying attention, they're going to be like, oh, wait a second, I'm going to check. And then they might check and find it and disable it, and they're like, woo! But if you don't have any indication that it's there at all, right, and then the trap goes off and a couple people die, it feels like a DM screw job. I actually have a video on my channel about traps. It's an older one from maybe a year ago, but I talk about a lot of these different things. Because if traps are not, in my opinion, if a trap is not implemented in a fair way or whatever you want to call it, it can easily feel like a DM screw job because the DM is just like, ha, everybody make dexterity saving throws. And your players are like rolling and then they're failing and you're like, ha, you're dead and you're dead and you're dead. Ha 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 ha. You should all be more careful when you're adventuring. And then what happens is then you revert back to old school game style where your players all have 10-foot poles and they're walking 5 feet, tap, 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 perception check, perception check, perception check. Okay, 5 more feet, tap, 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 perception check, perception. And it gets like super stupid, boring, and slow and old. At which point somebody will say, well, that's why passive perception was created. Agreed. That is one of the reasons that passive perception came to be, so that players don't have to like stop all the time and like make perception checks. But that's another topic. We won't get into that. Because I will mention this, but I'm not going to go into too much depth on this, I don't think. But, because I think I've talked about this in other videos, possibly. In my games, the way I do it, traps and secret doors, you do not find them based on your passive perception score. You must actively search for them. And my reason is that you almost always have, and my players all know this. It's something we all know and agree upon, and they know the reasons. Basically, you almost always have somebody who has a high perception score, and so if traps and secret doors, if passive perception triggers them and helps you find them, then basically there's no such thing as a trap or a secret door because that character always finds them, and you just are going to tell your players anyway. And so I require them to make active perception checks if they want to find traps or secret doors. My players know this. And I also have a thing where if they roll the die and whatever they come up with in their die roll, that perception check is lower than their passive, I allow them to use their passive on that check. So they don't like roll a 2 and get screwed. So they basically can take 10. And that works really well. And it encourages players to pay attention to their surroundings and check. And here's the other thing. I only put traps in logical places. I don't have a lot of traps in my dungeons. I have maybe 1, maybe 2 traps in my dungeons. And that's it. And they're in logical places, right? So that players are kind of like, oh, we should have known there'd be a trap there. It's the treasure vault, So yeah, that's, there's some comments on that. I hope that helps, man. Oh, Rainier says, with your traps, how annoying would it be if the party had an unseen servant walking ahead of them, triggering the traps for them without having to check or something? Yeah, that'd be. I would put an ixnay on that really quickly. That would not happen. Chelsea Fristo, are you seriously in my live stream? Chelsea, are you here? Like, if you're here, you need to drop a comment in the chat right now. I'm not kidding. If you're here, you had better. Chelsea is one of my players. She just subscribed. She's right here. This is her name. She's one of my players. She plays with me in my game at work. Like, you stayed home sick today. I hope you're feeling better. Welcome to the stream. Unseen servant with a cloak of displacement. All right. Welcome a dragon to the chat. Who's the dragon? Who's the dragon that we're welcoming to the chat? Oh, Chelsea? Her character is a rogue. All right, let's see. We got Danny Arriaga says, are there any official classes you don't allow in your games? Nope. If so, why? See, first answer. Nope. I had a DM who banned Rangers because they see them as unbalanced. Like, in 5th edition, Rangers suck. Like, if I had a player who was playing a Ranger, I'd probably be like, so, like, you understand that Rangers in 5th edition kind of suck, right? Like, they're underpowered. I just want you to be aware of that. Like, I don't have a problem you playing it, but I want you to know that pretty much anything a Ranger can do, a fighter can do better. But however, I will say that there is a revised Ranger, Unearthed Arcana, that fixes the problem and makes it really good, I think. But no, I don't really. Robert Christian, hello, what up, dude? What's up, Sean? How you doing? What was I doing? Unbalanced and OP, look at the rogue. Yeah, Karen, the rogue is nice. I love the rogue. Whew, I don't feel that rogues are like when I think about unbalanced and OP, so like the paladin is like my measuring stick. The paladin is one of the most powerful classes in the game. Not because of damage output or anything, but at higher levels, his aura, the benefits that a paladin gives to the rest of the party are huge. And so in my opinion, the paladin is just very, very, very powerful, especially at higher levels. And so I always kind of gauge any other class and any other thing that I see based on what a paladin is able to do. And paladins are super powerful. I don't ban them or anything. I just know that paladins are powerful. Game Raider says, as I'm typing, he says it. About the paladin. Clerics are fun. I have never read Gunslinger Epic Quest. I don't know about them. I think that's the one that Matt Mercer made or something like that. But I'm eating my necklace. I don't know anything about gunslingers. I don't really like firearms in my game because I think it's a medieval fantasy game. I don't want gunpowder, and firearms. It's just my thing. I don't like it. But that's a personal thing. That's not a knock on Gunslinger because I know nothing about it. That's just a commentary on like firearms, I guess. I'd rather have bows and arrows and magic and crap. Mr. Forever says, what could be a cool Valentine's Day one-shot plot idea? Oh, I have no idea, dude. The big bad is madly in love with you, and they're just sending their minions after you, trying to capture you and make you their slave, and like to make you fall in love with them or something. I have no idea, dude. I can't be creative on the spot. Creativity on the spot is not my forte. But that's all I got. Wayne's like, why have a cannon when you can have a fireball? Yeah, fireball is really nice. Going R-rated again. Why? How am I going R-rated? Just talking about a big bad that loves you and captures you and makes you his slave. It's going to make you fall in love with them. Overlord Rocks says, do you think a random encounter would be a good way to introduce a big bad to the PCs without realizing who they are? Maybe, but you got to make sure they don't die. That's the thing. I know there are some dungeon masters who advocate to introduce the big bad early on to your party so that they can learn who he is and stuff like that. In my experience, that usually results in the big bad dying. Unless the big bad is like way more powerful than they are, and then you're like, okay, now I have to fabricate some reason the big bad doesn't actually kill them the first time he runs into them, which can seem contrived. So I actually advocate the opposite, that you don't they never run into the big bad. They hear about the big bad. They get, messages from the big bad or letters from the big bad. Everybody's talking about the big bad, and they never meet him. They might not even know what he is. Like, my Sword Coast Guard players have never met Lord Paxton. They've only run into his emissaries, his lieutenants, all of his minions, and they think that Lord Paxton is an ascended storm giant, but they don't know for sure what he is. I don't even know if I know what Lord Paxton is. Who knows? I might look in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes and find something really cool and be like, that's what Lord Paxton is. And by not revealing your big bad until the end of a campaign, it gives you so much flexibility to figure that out. Like, I know his motivations, I know what he's trying to achieve and why he's trying to achieve it, because I need to know that stuff to run my campaign. But, like, what he actually is, I can figure that out and change it, and I like to have that option. All right, YouTube is watching. Yeah, my players should not listen to my videos. Rusty Fish. Speaking of family, why the heck aren't you spending time with the wife? It's Valentine's Day. I took my wife out on Wednesday. We went out on Wednesday for a Valentine's date. I took her to her favorite restaurant. We did that, man. So we're straight. And check this out too. The other thing is like, have you guys ever tried to take your significant other out to a restaurant on Valentine's Day? Like, have you tried that before? You know what the wait times are? You walk in and you're just like, an hour? What? Or if you try to do it over the weekend, same thing. Everything's packed because every guy out there is like, let's go to the restaurant. It's Valentine's Day. And everything's packed. And so, like, I'm like, if I take her out on Wednesday, and guess what? There was no wait time. We got a table right away. Boom. There you go. So, yeah. Get reservations. You know, that's interesting. I don't think we normally go to the restaurants that have reservations and stuff, but yeah, that's an interesting. I guess I've never thought about that before. All right, Tabletop Bard, you just poked holes in my theory, but whatever. We're just going to pretend I didn't hear that. And there's no record of this conversation, so yeah. Melkor Wiseman says, do you want to add more puzzles to your game? Because I'm fairly good at thinking up or adapting puzzles. I am horrible at puzzles. Do I want more puzzles? I think I would like to have a little bit more puzzles in my game, yes, because some of my players probably enjoy them, and they would probably like them, and I'm bad at them, and I can't really give that to them. So I think the answer would probably be yes. Rick Cooper says, what would be your opinion of linking all or almost all random encounters to one group of like pirates or something? If you're trying to set a theme, a reoccurring theme, and you're in a specific part of the world, like maybe it's a coastal thing, I can see that happening. I think that's okay. Will Batrick says, how would you scale low-level beasties like orcs for stronger player characters? So there's two ways you can do it. The first thing you can do, Will, is simply increase their hit points a little bit and then increase their damage output a little bit. Just eyeball it. One of the things that can help you eyeball it is looking at monsters that have CR ratings close to what you would want to be using, and then just take your orc and eyeball it and make it somewhat similar to that monster. The other thing you can do is simply take a monster stat block from like something that's like CR 10 and then just call it an orc. That's it. You just call it an orc. You know, if it has some special abilities, you think of some reason that this tribe of orcs is able to do that thing. And then you call it Christmas, dude, and you're done. Yeah, that's how I do that stuff. You could custom create your own monsters using the rules in the Dungeon Master Guide, and you'll give yourself like a brain heart attack. What do they call those? Aneurysms or something? Yeah, I actually did a live stream. I've done one live stream where we tried to create custom monsters, and my brain like broke in the middle of it because of the math and stuff involved, and it was not fun. So I don't recommend that. Some of you are probably much better at that than I am, though, so you're probably fine. It's probably just me. Gabriel Justy says, what's your favorite D&D dragon and why? I love the Fang dragon, not the Grey dragons. I have no idea, dude. I'm gonna go with I did an ascended chromatic dragon once. It was a dragon that basically could breathe all the different types of fire. It wasn't like Tiamat. It didn't have lots of heads, but it could breathe all the different types of fire, and it was immune to like almost everything too. That was fun. I liked that a lot. My players had to defeat that dragon in order to be able to be like teleported into the palace of Tiamat. My Hand of Light group, when they Manus Invictus group, when they reached level 20, so at like level 18 or so, they got the Deck of Many Things. There's a video on my YouTube channel right here where you can just Google Deck of Many Things, the DM Lair or whatever. You can find that video, and you can watch what happened to my players when they got the Deck of Many Things. And one of them got like some good stuff and one bad thing, and it was like, One of them made out like a bandit and got crazy awesome stuff. And then the third one to pull from the Deck of Many Things, she got some cool stuff, and then she had all of her magic items disintegrated, and she had a lot of good magic items. And I think she was holding like the bag of holding or the party loot or something, I think, and it was bad. And then she finally pulled out the last card, and her soul got sucked out of her body and taken captive by like a higher power or something. You know, and then it was later determined that it was Tiamat that took her soul. And so that happened with the Deck of Many Things. And by the way, if you watch that video, I totally screwed up the Deck of Many Things. I did it wrong. I didn't follow the instructions properly. And so the bottom line is lots more bad things should have happened to them. I think once you use a card, you're supposed to leave it out of the deck and not draw it again. And I was putting all the cards back in, including the good cards. And so they kept on drawing like good cards. Whereas like the more good cards they draw, the more bad cards remain, and the higher the probability of drawing a bad card. So I was totally screwing up the deck of many things. So, if you watch that video, just recognize that, like, yeah, I know, I screwed it up. But anyway, that was a tangent. The point is, level 20, they went into rescue her soul from Tiamat. And I think they were like level 17 when they got the deck of many things. And so it wasn't too long before they could go, they got level 20, and then they went in and rescued her soul from Tiamat. So anyway, that was a tangent from a simple question. Thanks, Gabriel. But maybe an interesting story. There was a cat in there for 4 seconds? Really? I bet I can get a cat in there. Hold on. We're going to see if we can get a cat in there. Stand by. Let's see what we can. Oh, there's Mommy. There's Mommy. Is the luck feat overpowered? I had a divination wizard, Cavalry. Divination wizard who also had the luck feat. I dealt with it. I don't think it was that bad. I've seen worse. But my player might have also been being kind of nice to me and not, like, abusing it too much. We're going to get a cat in the box. This is how we do it. We do it with food. Check this out. There you go. See how that works? We just lure him in with food. That is how we do it. Oh, there comes another one. He's like, what's going on in here? Where's the food? He wasn't a halfling. He wasn't divination plus lucky plus halfling. He was just divination and then lucky, But I think he was being a good sport about it with me. That's the player who now plays Dalinar. He had the wizard before he had Dalinar. Food is how you get me into a box too. Oh, really, Wayne? That's awesome. Look at them. They're just getting their faces in there. I only put 2 in there, though, so I don't think they're going to get much more out of that. That's how we get cats in the boxes around here. How much charisma do my cats have? It's probably like a 17. There's no more food in there. Like, the food is totally gone. I don't know what they're doing in there now. I only gave them 2 pieces. These things aren't that big. They're pretty small. I only gave them a couple of them. Their butts are too big. They're big chubbers. They're big chonkers. Yeah. All right. Guapo's like, hey, there's no more food in here. What's going on? Hey, yo, what up? Let's see. Game Raider says, how much XP would you give for role-playing a character versus playing as the min-max or goofball, etc. player? I don't know, dude. I don't really use the XP. I do not use the XP system right now. I value both. I value the player who can get into character, so to speak, and role-play his character to true fidelity. I think Roku from my Sword Coast Guard group is a really good example of that. But I also value a player who can bring humor to the game and make people laugh. I think there's a lot of value in that. And so I wouldn't discount that. I think there's something there. I don't have a specific answer for you, but I have some general thoughts. So, Infamous says, what's the best race for a wizard? Because I've never been one. If you're going to be a wizard, so I'm a min-maxer. Pick a race that has a bonus to intelligence. What races have bonuses to intelligence? I don't know offhand. I'm not a player very often. So just go through the player handbook and find a race that has a bonus to intelligence, and that's probably a good start. That's my answer. I answered that question. Fire says, how do you feel about DMs who ban certain subclass abilities, such as Bear Totem's resistance to all but psychic damage? Don't do it. Don't ban crap. You guys, don't ban crap out of the official rule books. Just, don't, it's not necessary. There are a couple things that need to be banned. Healing Spirit is a problem. Elven Accuracy is a problem. But, most things in the official books, just deal with it. Deal with it. You have the resources that you need. The barbarian's thing is to be a damage sponge. Let him do his thing. Don't nerf him, you know? Now, you know, if we're talking about like homebrew crap that's way overpowered, that's a different thing. But we're talking about the core rule books. Don't nerf that crap. And I think a lot of times I think that DMs who like want to nerf that stuff and take that stuff out, it's like, I don't know. I'm just conjecturing at this point. But it's probably newer DMs who just aren't sure how things work and it feels too strong to them. You know, like when I first started DMing 5th edition, I thought that the Rogue's sneak attack and the Paladin's smite were way too powerful. And I was like, ooh, and I wanted to nerf them, but I'm like, don't do it. Those are those classes things. And then as I learned more about the game mechanics and more about the game, 5th edition and stuff, I was like, I was more comfortable with it. I was more comfortable with them being able to have a really big DPS damage output. And then I didn't sweat it so much. And so I feel like a lot of times dungeon masters who just kind of nerf crap like that in the core rule books, they might be new, they might not understand things and stuff. So I don't know. I would just, my advice is just don't do it. That's my thoughts on that matter. I got a cat right here. Oh, here comes Mommy. Mommy is adorable. Mommy. You can only see her tail. Oh, there she ran away. She's like, I'm scared. Oh, no, I'm not scared anymore. I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back and get some kisses. How do you balance an extremely old player and not metagaming? Their experience in the world versus player knowledge. An extremely old character? You have to have an understanding. Like you got to talk to your player, and you have to be like, look I can appreciate that you rolled up an elf who is 500 years old. I appreciate that, but we need to have an understanding right now that your elf does not know everything in the game. Okay? He is a level 1 wizard. Level 1. Just because he's 500 years old and you have a backstory this long about all the things he's done in his life, like his backstory and stuff needs to be compatible and in alignment with the mechanical stuff on his character sheet. If he has a +2 to his history check, then that's what he's going to know in the game system. He's not going to know everything about the world just because he's 500 years old and has studied in all the major libraries because you wrote that into his backstory. In other words, the backstory and the age of your character, that's power gaming. That's what that is. When you're trying to leverage your backstory and how old your character is to gain all of these mechanical benefits in the game about knowing all of these things, that's power gaming, and that's a problem. Okay, you have a level 1 wizard with certain things on his character sheet. Your backstory needs to be in alignment with that. Okay, so there's a little bit of a rant, just a tad. It's not that big of a rant. I don't even know what question that was. That was from Belgorum. Thank you, sir. You got me triggered. He's like, Kelp1, thank you, sir, for the $5. I appreciate that, buddy. He says, I played a halfling divinationist with lucky, bountiful luck, and second chance feats. His name was Felix Fortuna, which is Latin for lucky fortune. Nice. That's awesome, dude. That sounds like a really powerful character. Like, the DM's just like, oh, and he hits you, and you're just like, no, he doesn't, because I'm going to use that. I bet that was fun. And your DM was probably like, it's very cool. Arthur says she's a chonky girl. Yeah, my mommy, the mommy cat. Yeah, she's pretty chonky. Totally. I'm running out of coffee. Overlord Rock says, in your opinion, what are the best and worst classes? Worst class, Ranger. Best class, Rogue / Paladin. Depending on what you mean by best and your perspective on that. But those are my answers. Karen Swanee? I'm close. I'm kind of close. As you've said, the Sierra system is all kinds of borked. How would you like to see it done? I don't think there's a way to really fix that. Like the game designers aren't morons. I am going to give them the I'm gonna say that they're probably all pretty smart people that have been doing game design for quite some time, and it's not just a couple game designers. They probably have teams of people that work on this stuff, and there are probably all sorts of challenges and limitations and stuff that I can't begin to appreciate because of my limited perspective. And so I'm gonna probably say that they've done the best they can, and that's what we got. And I don't think that there's probably not a better way to do it. I don't know. I'm not gonna presume to be like better and more intelligent than the folks who do this for a living. It is borked. It is messed up. I think some of them at least have said that they acknowledge that, and I'm just gonna trust that there's probably not a better thing to do, which is why I believe pretty firmly in the Dungeon Master cultivating the game experience and tweaking things a little bit mid-battle if needed, based on how things are going and how crazy messed up the challenge rating system is, So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know that I have a perfect world. I don't think there's a perfect world. I think probably every game, except for 4th edition, I don't know. 4th edition was so heavily regimented in like the abilities and the magic items and like having to get a certain number of magic items and different types per level and stuff. I've never played 4th edition, but I would wager a guess that 4th edition might have been more balanced just because of how strict some of that stuff was. But we all know people's general sentiment about 4th edition. So, Reaper, how can I help a player with their backstory when I feel lost in the direction of their character? So, Reaper, stand by. I'm going to, this is what, God, this cat is like chewing on my leg. Guapo, knock it off. It's like down here, wants attention. He's chewing on my leg. I'm gonna link you to. I have a backstory template. I'm just gonna drop a link to it. It's free. You could get it for free, and it might help you. It's like pay what you want, so you can throw me something if you want to help support the channel. But you can just take it for free too. That right there is my backstory template, and it's a series of questions that the players answer those questions, and it helps suss out information about their character. It's not super complicated, it's not super hard, it doesn't take a lot of time, and it doesn't result in a book that you have to read. Okay, so you could give that to your players, have them work through it a little bit, and maybe that will be helpful. So I would try that. I don't know. I'd have to know more details to give you like a better answer. Try that and see how that goes. Rainier the Conqueror says, when your players gain the ability to fly in games, what do you do to keep them from just flying out of range or dropping stuff on foes? Do you count weapon and spell range with gravity? I don't think of gravity and crap like that. So basically, Rainier, everything is a dungeon. Everything is a dungeon. Not that they're literally going to be in dungeons all the time, but what do dungeons have? What are the characteristics of a dungeon? There are corridors, there are rooms, there's a limitation on how big things are, there's a limitation on the ceiling. They're in a forest. I've been through forests, and you can't really fly super high because you're going to start to go into like the leaves and the branches and stuff like that. And so you might be able to fly like 15 feet or so before you start to get into all of this obscurement, and then you can't see anything. And then that doesn't really help you in a fight. If you're out in the open and you're flying up in the air, you're visible for miles around. There's a danger to that. So, for instance, if you are flying really high in the air, everything for miles and miles around is going to be able to see you. If you're near a mountain range where dragons live, maybe a dragon sees you and stuff like that. So, like, there are things to consider and consequences. But if you can think of ways to lower the ceiling, I have most of my adventures take place indoors. For reasons. There are really good reasons for having adventures take place indoors. Now, yeah, you're going to be traveling. There are going to be some traveling encounters and stuff like that. But for the most part, encounters take place indoors, and that usually takes care of most of any type of flying situations you might have. Just remember, too, that enemies should almost always have ranged weapons that they can shoot flying characters with. And if your players are always flying around and stuff like that, they have a reputation. Their reputation is going to get around. People are going to know they fly. If there's some enemies in the game that they're constantly going up against, they're all going to know they fly as well. And they're going to become very prepared for flight. They might have special wizards that just prepare, web and stuff like that that's going to mess with that and make them fall or something. So I would those are a variety of thoughts for you that might be helpful. Is somebody asking about the join button or something like that? Yeah, they're down by the subscribe button. There's a button that's called join, and that is how you can sign up to be a member. And if you want to join me, I don't know who was asking about it, but Zero Gamer. Yeah, if you want to become a member, Zero Gamer, there's a button down there called join. I also have in the description, I have a link to my membership thing too. If you click that, something should come up where you can sign up as well. So if you want to support the channel and get some really cool perks, that's how you do it, man. But also, dude, if you whoever does want to sign up for that crap, like, this is the last night for my giveaway where you have a chance to play D&D with me. So that's an additional, you have a chance to play some D&D. So that's another little perk. I do those giveaways. I think I'm going to start doing those giveaways regularly for my patrons and members. It's kind of like a perk of like supporting the channel. There's an opportunity to play D&D with me, or a chance to play D&D with me. I can't do it for them all. I don't have that sort of time around here. But I will do what I can. All right, Money Mai became a member. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Wormling Dragon, cool. You have like a little shell. So your egg, Money Mai, that little dragon egg, the longer you're a member, that's going to slowly hatch, and a dragon is going to come out of there. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and have fire around it. Look at, is Wayne still in the chat? I think Wayne's been a member for a while. Wayne Bowser Jr., he's been a member for a while. So his dragon is getting bigger and bigger the longer he's a member and stuff like that. Hey, Zero Gamer, thank you, sir. Also, Wormling Dragon, welcome, guys. The link to the giveaway is down in the description. Make sure you guys hook yourselves up for a chance to play some D&D. I'm getting hungry now. I'm out of coffee. All right, sweet. Melkor Wiseman, dude, the D&D is online, man. Like you don't have to come to where I am. The D&D that we're gonna play as part of this giveaway is gonna be over Roll20 and Discord. So like literally, you need a computer connection, which like I'm assuming because you're in the chat, you have that, and like a microphone because I use voice chat. If you have a video camera, that's preferred, but it's not necessary. But definitely voice chat because like we need to be able to talk to each other. I cannot run a game via text. It's just like not gonna happen. Not a live in-person game via text. Not gonna happen. Joe's Got More says, how do you deal with murder hobos? Consequences in the game. Consequences in the game. Run your game like it's happening in a real world. If somebody's going around killing shopkeepers, don't you think something's going to happen? The town's guard's going to come after them. If they're super powerful, the town's guard isn't going to throw their lives away. The town guard is going to put out a notice, and they're going to hire adventurers, mercenaries, to go after the players that are going around killing everybody. And then they're going to have mercenaries coming after them. Powerful adventurers. They might be super powerful. They might be adventurers that are way more powerful than they are, and they don't have a chance against it. If you run your game like a real game world with real consequences, what would happen in real life? Like, let's just pretend that, like, I'm like ex-military. I'm not. But let's pretend I'm ex-military, and I got a bunch of buddies who are ex-military, and we all get our guns and stuff, and we go around, like, shooting people up. Like, you just think that nothing's going to happen? No, dude. There's going to be severe consequences. Cops are going to come after us. And if that doesn't work, they're going to send, like, SWAT team after us. And if that doesn't work, I don't know. They're going to roll down tanks on us. I don't know. But, like, stuff is going to happen. So, like, if you got murder hobos, you need to play out the natural consequences of events in your game world. How would the game world react to a bunch of adventurers running around killing a bunch of people? And then you play that out, and you work those consequences into your game, and they have to deal with those. And then when they see that, this might not be a very viable way to play our characters because this game world is actually, like, real, then they might think twice. Penguin Butt, thank you, sir. Welcome to Wormling Dragon. Appreciate supporting the channel, buddy. Make sure you sign up for our giveaway, man. Dude, Penguin Butt, you've been around my live streams for a while, too. I know you. I like your name, man. I call your name out a lot. All right. I need to go get more coffee. It's right over there. This will take me like 2 seconds. I'm going to throw the cat cam on. Nobody's there, but you can stare at the box. You can stare at the box. That's hot. That's kind of burning me. Box cam. What did somebody say? What did somebody say? Close the box and we won't be sure if there's a cat inside or not. Yeah. The trick box. So far, the box has not lured any cats. Except for when I put food in it. Yes, the cat layer. We're going to change the channel. We're going to be the cat layer. That's what we're going to do. Totally. All right, I answered that one. We're good to go on that one. I don't know about that one. We're going to check that off. Zero Gamer says, my players are going to be fighting a young green dragon. Any tips for me not to TPK them? Nope. Don't go easy on them. It's a dragon. If they're fighting a dragon, have them fight a dragon. Like, you don't pull punches with a dragon. Have that dragon try to murder them. Make them earn their victory. So, like, that is my opinion on that. I don't pull punches with dragons. Like, my players got to earn that victory, man. Lord Kales says the DMG doesn't really go into detail about traps. It gives you difficulty class for the gauge of trap, but it doesn't give you anything on actually building them. Yep, I agree. I don't know what the question was, but I agree. I agree with your statement. Somebody, Mr. Forever says, ever happened to you that your players refused to roll perception and just murdered hoboing through everything? No, my players don't do that. If I had players like that, I would get new players. I'm like, I would just be like, you know what, guys? I think we all have different ideas of like what we want out of a D&D game, and this is probably not a good fit. You probably want a different sort of DM than I am, and I probably want different sorts of players. And so we're going to part our ways. You guys find a dungeon master who wants to run the game that you want to play, and I will find players who want to play the type of game that I want to run as a dungeon master. And we're all going to be a lot happier, I guarantee you. All right. Grabbing questions. I answered that question. Do I have moderators still? I have not seen a new question in the spreadsheet for a little bit. Did I lose all my moderators? Are we just kind of going crazy now? Are we in chaos? I think I lost all my moderators from my spreadsheet. I haven't seen any new questions. Yeah, I know. They're like, well, I mean, they're real people with lives too. So like, I don't expect them to like, whatever. Oh, generous heal. Okay, cool. You're still here. Awesome. Chaos. Okay, Tashio's still going. All right, sweet. Awesome, man. That's cool. I was just wondering. Not judging. Shaz R says, hey Luke, I'm always unsure of what is the best level for pre-gen PCs I assign for my one-shots. This is especially considering that most, if not all, I run one-shots are for D&D beginners. Okay, so like what I do, dude, is if I'm running a one-shot, here's my thoughts on it. Level 1 sucks, level 2 sucks, level 3 is getting better. Level 1 is you're just so squishy and crap. If I'm running a one-shot, like I run convention games. I run games. I'm going to be, so, oh, by the way, I have a list of the conventions I'm going to be at down in the description. I'm going to be at Marmalade Dog, GenCon, I'll be at GrandCon, and then and you can Google all of these and find out where they are and when they are. I trust your Google skills. Or I can show you a website called, let me Google that for you. And then I will be at Nerdarchy convention also. So when I run games at these conventions, I give my players pre-generated characters. And I give them I think it's level 6 characters. So it's the level right before they get 4th level spells. Like I don't want them to have 4th level spells quite yet. So I think it's level 6. They have 3rd level spells. They have a lot of the cool class abilities. They have access to level 3 spells, which are pretty cool. And so they're getting to the point where they're getting some power under their belt, but they're not so high a level that if you've never played the character before, it's too super confusing for you to like learn how to play it for a one shot. And so I do level 6. You can make an argument for level 3, 4, 5, or 6. I think anywhere between 3, 4, 5, and 6, you know, is fine. If you were doing a one-shot strictly for beginners who have never played before, I would veer toward the lower end, maybe 3 or 4. Okay? Because there's going to be fewer class abilities and fewer spells that they got to worry about. And it's going to be easier for them to learn. I would not do 1 or 2. Generous Heal, thank you, sir, for becoming a Wormling Dragon. Appreciate that. Whoa, what is going on here? Stream Elements is like way behind. It just gave me a whole slew of notifications. Generous Heal became a sponsor. My Money, Stephen Carter, Penguin Butt, and Zero Gamer. And like, wow. I think Stream Elements is kind of going crazy on me right here. But anyway, thanks guys, appreciate it. The bot just blew up. Yeah, I know. I don't know what the heck the bot's doing. It looks like lag. It might be Lag Reaper. Yeah. Kelly Preston just woke up. Well, you know what? You woke up just in time for a live stream. We are talking Dungeons and Dragons. Why don't you drop a question, Kelly, and give me a stumper. Anastasia. Hello. Oh, we got some lag going on. I'm not dropping any frames. I am not dropping any frames on my end, so everything is cool here. All right. Let's see. Jimmy McDonald says, how do you deal with random encounters or improvising on Roll20? Do you just have a giant library of maps to use? Yeah, dude, that's tough. Like, and here's the thing, Jimmy. I use Roll20 primarily for my Ancient Dragon patrons. They pay lots of money to play D&D with me, and I want to make sure their games are tight. And I do have a bunch of maps, and I have a bunch of tokens and stuff, and if I had to improvise a random encounter, then I would probably just do that sort of thing. But for them, I'm more likely to have planned out the random encounters ahead of time, so I know I have the map and the tokens. That because I'm trying to deliver the best game experience I can for them. And so, yeah, a bunch of maps and improvise on the spot, or you plan them in advance, I would say, is how I would do that, Jimmy. But it is more challenging on Roll20, in my opinion, to do random encounters than it is if you're playing at a game table. All right, who else we got? Okay, so we got some super chats coming in. Fat Man Do! Thank you, sir, for the $5. I appreciate that. I need to buy you a drink at GenCon. Dude, if you find me, I would love... So you guys, like, seriously, like hardcore. I love running into, like, fans of the channel and stuff like that at conventions. If you see me at a convention, come up to me and be like, yo, what up? Like, there's no reason to be like, oh, it's Luke. I'm just a person. I'm just a dude, okay? It's like, you're like, oh, I don't want to bother you. Oh, you're tired. Whatever. Who cares? Come up and say hi. Let's hang out. Dude, if you want to buy me a drink, dude, like, I'm going to be like, okay, sure. I can be bribed. Let's go hang out. If you see me at GenCon or a convention, say what up, and let's hang out if we can, you know? A lot of times at these conventions, I don't plan a whole lot of crap. I'm just kind of there just chilling and, you know, and stuff. So, anyway, what was the rest of your thing? He says, also, if you're reading Curse of Strahd, read the Reddit posts. Fleshing out Curse of Strahd. Okay, interesting. I'll take a look at that if I get a chance and remember to do that. Shaz R. Thank you, sir, for supporting the channel, becoming a Wormling Dragon. Remember to sign up for the giveaway, dude. Tonight's the last night to get in on the giveaway. All my patrons and members, jump in on that. I'm waiting for a friend's D&D live stream to start. Lightning Sam, whose live stream is going to start? Who's your friend that's going to be live streaming? I don't know who he is. I might know him. Depends on who your friend is. Welcome to the club. Yeah, members representing. Kelly says, what are your thoughts on female PCs? I like them. I have no particular thoughts. I think it's good. Do it. It's all good. Who is this? Barry Dempster. Welcome to the Wormling Dragon tier, buddy. Thank you for supporting the channel. Appreciate it. Sign up for the giveaway, dude. Hook yourself up. Danny says, what are you saying? What can't you afford, Danny? You've been painting miniatures and lurking, and you haven't said anything during this stream. So what can't you afford? Yes, Vivian Jester, you made it to a stream. Congratulations. Iron Leaf Gaming, a dude who loves free drinks. Yeah, dude, I love free drinks. I actually don't. I actually stopped. I gave up alcohol for the most part, like, a while ago. So I don't actually drink much at all anymore. Very rarely. But if I'm at a gaming convention chilling, I'm going to make an exception. But for the most part, I'm like, I'm going to stop drinking. I never had a problem with it. I never had a problem with it. But it was just like a life decision, health choice or something where I was like, you know what? There's no decided benefit of doing this, you know, so I'm going to stop doing it. It's just better for me. Okay, we got lots of people here. Let's see who we got going on. Amino Jacko, Young Dragon. Thank you, sir, for signing up for Young Dragon. Appreciate that. By the way, okay, so check this out. You guys got to, okay, so like all my members who just signed up, make sure you email me. Either email me at the email address that shows up after you sign up for membership, or send me a DM on Discord so that I can get you hooked up with your membership benefits too. Because there's lots of cool stuff you get in addition to being a member. But I can't, like, so YouTube kind of sucks because they don't give me, the content creator, a way to actually reach out to you and, like, figure out the membership benefits and stuff. The only thing I can tell you is just, like, email me or DM me so I can hook you up. Like, I can't actually message you on YouTube or anything, you know. So YouTube needs to get their act together. Because Patreon is awesome. Patreon, I can send, you know, somebody signs up to be a member, somebody signs up to be a patron, I can send them a message and be like, dude, and we get it all figured out. Danny, thank you. Merch plug, certified buyer, go represent. Okay, so Danny, I think Danny is paying me to plug my merch. You guys, I think there's a hoodie like pinned to the chat. I have something, it says like the DM Lair on it. If you click that, there's a bunch of different shirts and junk you can get if you want to like represent and buy some merch and stuff. Danny bought the DM. She bought the hoodie. She has what you posted it on Instagram, didn't you? The hoodie you got. So yeah, it looked pretty cool. And I think she said it was pretty good quality, like the material itself. Because you know sometimes like I was actually curious as to the quality. And I asked her to tell me what she thought of it, because like sometimes you get shirts and they're just like this thin, crappy quality, and you're just like, eh. But this one seemed to be fairly decent, I think she was saying. So. All right. Jeff, is that how you pronounce that? Thank you, sir, for the $5. I appreciate that. How should I flesh out random encounters to not have them detract from the main plot, but also not be filler? I second fleshing out Curse of Strahd for real. Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to check that out then. I got a couple people saying that. I don't have a problem with random encounters feeling like filler or feeling like random encounters. You know, you could, if you start having it interact with the main plot line, they're no longer random encounters and they feel like the main plot line. I don't have a problem with them being random and having them feel like filler. I think the purpose of a random encounter is to make one of the purposes is to make the game world feel like a wider place where they're going to run into some random stuff. You have to be intelligent about how you do it. You don't want to have too many of them. You know, you want to use them with your discretion, you know, discretionary or something. Yeah. So yeah, if you take it too far, then it becomes part of the main plot line, and then it's no longer a random encounter. It's something you planned. So I would watch out for that. I think I missed a, okay. So Zero Gamer sent me super chat. Thank you, sir, for the $5. Appreciate that. He says, in my game, I have 2 players with insane armor class, and I can almost never hit them. How would you deal with this? So, a few things come to my mind. The first thing you can do is the enemies can use tactics, such as trip and then grapple. So, if you trip the enemy, or if you trip the PC, and they go on their back, and then another enemy grapples them, that reduces their movement speed to 0. And if their movement speed is 0, they can't stand up. And if somebody is prone, other enemies have advantage to attack them. Okay, so that's a way to get advantage on the attack roll, which is going to help you hit them. The other thing you can do is you could just increase the to hit of your enemies. Like, you could give your enemies like a +10 to hit, to get around that. However, I don't know that I would recommend that, because if you have players that are building their characters intentionally around having a high armor class, that's their character's thing. That's what their characters do. And so if you go too far into trying to circumvent that, you're kind of messing with what their characters can do, and you're basically giving them a nerf. It's like a roundabout nerf. So I would be very careful with that. I don't know that I would mess with that a whole lot. I might have them use tactics, but I might not increase their to hit, actually. I'm kind of like backing off now. Because like if I have a character, I don't want to screw with them too much. Like, that's their thing. Let them do their thing, Yeah, so I think there's a few things to consider there. Tactics definitely could help. Yeah, I hope that's a little bit helpful. Because there's a bunch of stuff wrapped up in there. Okay, so Danny says, "Yep, there is a shirt and a hoodie that both have options for the DM layer, and I've been a DM since high school." Oh yeah, that's right. I have the shirt. I have a shirt that literally it says I've been a dungeon master since high school. That's one of my shirts, because that's like my thing on my channel, where I always just say that I've been a dungeon master since high school. like who cares? Like, literally, like, who cares how long you've been a dungeon master? There are people that have been dungeon masters their whole lives and they probably suck. And then there are probably people that have been dungeon masters for a year and are probably awesome. So like the length that you have been doing something does not necessarily, there's not a direct correlation between how long you've been doing something and your skill level at something. It's not always a direct correlation. There are teachers that have been teachers for like 20 years that might be horrible. I was doing like a junior achievement volunteer teaching effort at a high school near like where I live and stuff, as part of like some volunteer stuff that I do. And the teacher of this class was just abysmal. Like, because I was in there for a little bit before I actually did my shtick and I was seeing what he was doing. I'm just like, you suck, dude. You suck. You're just riding this out until you can like retire and get your pension and stuff. So like how long you've been a teacher, how long you've been doing something doesn't mean anything necessarily. It might, but it might not. That was a rant. That was a little tangent. Sorry. I'm not knocking teachers, by the way. That was just an example that came to mind. I got teachers who know, like, oh, Luke doesn't like teachers. No, I'm not saying that. Mr. Morton says he's been a dungeon master since elementary school. You got me beat. Yeah. What did Danny accidentally do? You accidentally cut off your paladin's middle mini fingers? Oh, geez. What do you got, like an X-Acto knife? She's like painting her minis right now, I think she said. All right, Reaper's been throwing some questions down tonight. How do I help a player that is having issues developing a direction for his character? I don't know, dude. You know what? I don't get into that stuff. like, if you can't figure out a direction for your character, you know what? I don't know. Then don't have him have a direction. Like, your character is having an existential crisis or something? Like, I don't know. If I had a player come to me who was like, I just can't really, I don't know. It's hard for me to, yeah. I'm probably just going to tell my player, I'd just be like, you know what, dude? It's your job to roleplay your character and figure out your character. If you can't figure out a direction, then just don't figure out a direction. Just show up and just, run a directionless rogue. I don't know. Those are like, I don't know. I view those as player things. And like, I don't like usually get involved with that type of stuff. That might be a bad answer. I don't know. But that's like my gut response. I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. Go figure it out. That's probably, I should probably have some sort of good dungeon master answer. I don't have one for that. Sorry. Go join my Discord and ask people over there. There are probably lots of dungeon masters who have better answers than I do on that one. Sorry. I feel like I'm letting you down, but that's all I got, man. He's like, cheers, mate. It's like, well, you gave me a hard question. I didn't have an answer. Oh, Danny says she's going to get me a D&D Beyond sponsorship. Yeah, apparently D&D Beyond doesn't sponsor. They only sponsor people who do like charity streams, like charity live streams and stuff like that. And like, yeah. Andrew Orr says, what languages do you speak? Hablo español, explica un bisschen Deutsch, et je parle un peu de français. And in that order, my Spanish is very good, my German is not so good, and my French is abysmal. So that's the answer to your questions. So like Spanish, I'm fluent. I talk Spanish all the time at home with my wife, my daughter, blah, 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 whatever, who cares. German, I took lots of German in college. I could probably hold a very basic conversation in German, maybe. French, I'm lost, dude. Don't talk to me in French. At one point, I spoke French and German both very well when I was studying them back in college, but not anymore. Because you don't use that crap, you lose it all. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very good at I think I'm good at English. Like, I was an English major and writing major in college. And I was an English teacher for 4 years. So if I'm not good at English, then I've got problems. So Will Patrick says, Luke, can you do a triumphant cackle from Gary the Intern?
All right, everybody. Yes, I won. You guys all need to pay me now because I didn't get my paycheck.
My voice broke in that last part. But that's all I got, buddy. That's your Gary the Intern. I got the mask in the other room. I could just go put it on. And I could be Gary the Intern the rest of the stream. We're not going to do that. Because that mask muffles my voice. You wouldn't be able to hear me. It could be the Barbarian, though. That's your new ringtone?
Hello, thank you for calling Gary the Intern. I'm currently looking for a promotion to Gary the FTE. Please leave a message after the beep. And don't forget to murder everybody you come across. Thank you very much. Bye.
I've actually considered being the Barbarian for the entire question and answer part. And like giving you the Barbarian's answers to your questions. Like I have strongly considered that because I think that would be lots of fun. The only downside to that is you wouldn't get like really good answers. You'd get like the Barbarian's answers to your questions. I don't know how that would go. A Q&A with Gary. Yeah, it might be amazing. It would be amazing for I would have the makeup on too, my war paint and stuff. It would be amazing for people I think that like that, but I don't know. Some people don't like the Barbarian and the skits and stuff, but whatever. Geeks Dungeon says, I've ran D&D for 5 years, but have never played it. Do you have any tips on convincing my players to run a game? I don't know, dude. I would just say, hey, I'd like a break. I'd like to play or something. Would you mind just running a game or something for us? There's no deep expectations. We don't expect you to be very good at it. If you could just do a favor for me to give me a break and allow me to play for a few game sessions, one adventure, that would be awesome. And just try to make them feel at ease. Like there is no expectations that you're going to be super great at it or anything. Try to encourage them, make them, feel like it's not a big deal. I would try some sort of tactic like that. Robert Young says, hey Luke, at what character level would you allow the player to hatch their own dragon to raise? Never. Or actually, whenever you want, because dragons take years to raise. And most campaigns take place in months. And so they could hatch that dragon, and it's still going to be a little dragon by the time they're level 20. And they've defeated the main big bad boss. So there's really no risk there. So I think you could do that whenever you want. You just can't let your players be like, okay, we're going to wait 25 years for our dragon to get bigger. You just can't let your players do that because then they got you. They called your bluff. Aaron Heidenreich says, if you were to make a campaign setting of your own, which I would never do, what kind of monster would you make the main monster RCE enemy type? Orcs and Lord... Oh, the main monster to occupy the entire campaign setting? Oh, I have no idea. The first thing, it couldn't be a monster that's like copyrighted by Wizards because they own like Mind Flayers and Beholders, so it had to be something that they don't own. I don't know, dude. Like I like the generic fantasy campaign settings, like Forgotten Realms. I like it. I don't really have a good answer to that. I'm gonna pass. I pass. roll a random die. Mr. Penguin Butt says, for the Barbarian, what's your least favorite problem-solving tactic?
Well, I don't know. I just don't like talking that much because, like, we just talk and people don't stop talking. So, like, usually at that point, like, I just want to get my axe out at that point, and I'm just going to start chopping at people. And it doesn't even have to be the bad guys. I might just chop at the rogue because nobody likes the rogue. And so, like, yeah, we're going to have to minimize the talky parts. That's what we're going to do around here.
That's the Barbarian's answer. I have all my weapons handy here. All my weapons. Danny's like, hey, Luke, can you answer this question? Nah, I'm going to pass. I mean, it's sorry, not sorry. I don't know how to go with that. The rogue? You like the rogue? Okay. Yeah, the rogue.
That sucks! What the heck is your problem?
That's the rogue. I think every video, the rogue at some point is like,
that sucks, or you're such a moron. What's wrong with you?
like every video, the rogue is just like something like that, Yeah, the Barbarian and the rogue's relationship. There's like a secret backstory going on where the rogue and the Barbarian, like, I was gonna say fall in love, but that's weird. All right, more questions. Aaron Heidenreich. Luke, what enemy villain race would you set as a mainstream principal in a campaign setting of your own? I'm looking for something interesting. First of all, again, I don't do my own campaign settings, but if I were going to pick... Wait, is that the same question? That's the same question. I already answered that question. I got trapped into the same question twice. I'm going to pass. Can't believe that. What's my favorite class? Rogue. Done. Zero Gamer says, I let my players into Waterdeep and they ended up being in Waterdeep for 3 in-game months. How do I fix this if they attempt to do this again? Why is that a problem? Like, what's the problem? Adventures can take place in Waterdeep. What were they doing in Waterdeep? Just like relaxing and stuff? Like, woo! We're just gonna chill at an inn or a tavern. That's a hand wave then. You're just like, okay, how long are you guys gonna stay here doing stuff? Oh, for a while. Okay, so you guys spend the next few months doing those things that you stated that you want to do, and then you're done doing them. Okay, now what are we gonna do? You fast forward. You don't have to role play. You don't have to role play 3 months in Waterdeep of doing uninteresting stuff. Like, you don't have to. You can fast forward through that stuff and just say, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, you guys spend the next 3 months doing those things. Now what are we doing next? Fast forward through that stuff. You don't have to role play every little thing out. Now, if your players are like, no, but we want to role play this part of the game. Like, we want to role play all of these little things out. That's a different conversation. At that point, you need to talk about, like, as a dungeon master, what kind of game do you want to play, or what do you want to run? And as your players, what kind of game do they want to play? And that's a totally different conversation. And then, you got to figure that stuff out. So, why Dan McIntyre says, why do you have an axe next to your PC? I don't just have an axe next to my PC, Dan. I have a katana next to my PC. I have a dagger over there. Do I have anything else? Any other types of weapons around here? I have some scissors. Those are kind of a weapon. Natalie Spain, hello. Good to see you. It's been a while. At least I think it's been a while. She's like, no, I've been here every time and you just never recognize my presence. I'm like, oh, sorry. Natalie says, how crazy for a campaign is too crazy? My DM had my character get forcibly switched genders. That's not cool. And was gifted servitude of their mortal soul during a session 0 adventure hook. I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question. That seems a little bit too much, but I don't know. That's on the crazy side. That might be too crazy. Zero Gamer says, wasting time. It's a problem because in the main adventure they were supposed to save a kidnapped dwarf. It's a problem now because he's probably dead. Then have him be dead. And have him deal with the consequences. Like the clock needs to be ticking. They need to have a sense in the game world that there are things going on that if they don't resolve them, there will be bad consequences. And things could happen. And have those things happen. Like, my players once had to make a choice between stopping Frost Giant army that was on the rampage and stopping a white dragon. They went after the white dragon, stopped that, and the Frost Giants leveled an entire village and destroyed the village. And they had to deal with the consequences of that. They had a moral choice to make. Now, in the case of, let's say there's no choice. Let's just say there's Frost Giant armies marching, and they're goofing off in a town. Well, then have that Frost Giant army, like, destroying things and causing problems. And then, the Frost Giant army just destroyed all these villages, and now there's a supply problem, and all of these things you guys want to buy, they're not available anymore. Because there's a problem, there's a famine, there's a scarcity. Have there be consequences in the game that they have to deal with if they're going to goof off like that. That's one way to handle it. The other way is to have a conversation with them, dude, and just be like, you guys, like, this is, so, like, we need to have, like, a conversation about the type of game that we all want to play. Do you guys all want to play a game where you're basically in a city screwing around for 3 months and just doing whatever it is they were doing in the game? Because what I'm feeling, Zero Gamer, is this, from your end, I feel like what you're saying is, like, my players are doing that, and, like, that's not the game I want to run as a Dungeon Master. So it feels like if I were in that situation, I would just have an open, candid conversation with my players and be like, you guys, is this the sort of game you all want to play where you're doing these sorts of things? And I would kind of express that, you know, as a Dungeon Master, I'm not sure that that's the game that I want to run for you all. And you need to meet me halfway. We need to figure out what we're going to do and what kind of game we're all going to play together, what I'm going to run for you and what you guys are going to play. As it is right now, with screwing around and doing all this stuff for 3 months, I'm not sure that I really want to run that game, you know, and just have a conversation. And you got to talk about these things. And your players might not understand that you were conflicted and didn't, you know, like that or something. You know, they might have thought that it was fine and that you were having fun and they were having fun. It's not a big deal, you know, but until you talk to them, they're never going to know. And then they might be like, oh, okay, that's okay. We understand. Got it. So we're going to, kind of run the adventures and stuff that are in the module because we all decided to run the module together or something. It might turn out that your players are like, you know, this is the type of game we want to play. We just want to screw around and do these things. It might come to the point where you're just like, okay, guys, as a Dungeon Master, that's not probably the type of game that I'm going to enjoy running for you guys. So let's do this. How about one of you be the Dungeon Master and run that game for everybody, and I can be a player? And if you actually don't want to be a player in that type of game, it might be a conversation where you decide that this is not a good fit for us. I want to run a certain type of game, and you guys want to play a totally different type of game. This might not be a good fit. I might not be the Dungeon Master for you. And we might need to part ways and find gaming groups that actually are more compatible. Because that's a thing. Not everything is meant to be. Not everything is going to be a good fit. And you might need to have that conversation, you know, and that can be a tough conversation, especially if you're dealing with friends, you know. But it bears consideration. Now people are asking questions for the barbarian and like for the rogue and stuff. What is that? Man, that's crazy. Rainier says, do you have any techniques you use for generating the environment of your encounters, such as smells, weather, temperature? I find myself falling short of my own expectations when describing. I create it. Yeah, no problem, Zero Gamer. I'm happy to help. I mean, I didn't really give you I didn't give you like a solution. I didn't give you a bullet that you can just shoot. That's a bad analogy. All right, we're just gonna move on to the question I was in the middle of answering. Where was that question? Oh yeah, Rainier. I think of that stuff in advance, and I don't try to be too creative on the fly. Certain things I can, but I think of it in advance and stuff. Yeah, That's the only technique that I have as I think about it. So that's probably not a very good answer. But that's all I got, man. Mr. Moorton says, for the barbarian, what monster do you like killing most? I just like to kill anything that moves, really. It's all very satisfying, as long as I get blood on my face. That's the barbarian's answer. Jabkov says, so when there is loot and the party doesn't know about it, what do you do with it? Nothing, man. It's gone. Whee! They don't get that loot. Now, what I do is I print off sheets of paper that have the descriptions of magic items on them and a picture of the magic item, so that when my players actually get a magic item, I can give them that piece of paper that tells them how it works, so that I don't have to like read it from the Dungeon Master Guide and have them copy it down and then invariably not take good notes and have to re-explain it to them. So I give them a piece of paper with that information on it. So if they don't find a magic item, sometimes they're never going to find it. But sometimes, because I went to the trouble of printing that piece of paper out, I might put a magic item in a different adventure that they come across later. Not always, but it's something to consider to not have wasted your effort. But if you don't do that type of thing, then I would just have them not find it. Like, exploration is one of the 3 pillars of role-playing games, like D&D. And so if they're not exploring dungeons and they're not finding stuff, then one of the consequences is they don't find stuff. So, yeah. Aaron says, since I'm dumb enough to try my own D&D world, if you could make any city or natural landmark, be it a floating castle or an upside down town, what would you do? I don't know. A lake. An underground city in a lake. I have no idea, man. I don't know. I'm not creative on the fly. Give me a problem. Give me a problem that your gaming group is running into or something. But, like, I don't have creative solutions. Like, I can't do creative stuff on the stream like that, man. I gotta think about that stuff. Like, I need, like, 5 minutes to think about that answer and to come up with a really satisfying answer. You know, and the nature of live streams doesn't really allow for that super, super well. All right. Ooh. Okay, I answered that one. Resnet says, do you have a mechanic for how a character feels? How do you handle morale? No, I do not have any mechanic for how characters feel. Characters are within the agency of the players that run them. They decide how their characters feel. I don't have a mechanic for handling morale for the monsters. I just decide what the monster's morale is and if they're going to run or if they're going to stay and fight. I just make that decision using my discretion as a dungeon master. I don't use... There are lots of these things where I could have a table to roll on. I could have a system and a mechanic for determining all this kind of stuff. But, like, do I really need to add that level of complexity to the game? Or can I, as the dungeon master, just make a decision? I'm role-playing the monsters, so I'm just going to decide what they do. And that's the route I take, because it's faster, easier, and I don't have to develop game mechanics. Like, I don't need... For me, personally, I don't... The game mechanics, there's always, like, when you're introducing a new game mechanic to the game, there's always, like, what is the benefit that I'm going to derive from this? And is it worth the added complexity? If the added complexity does... If the benefit does not justify the added complexity, then I'm not going to do that, right? I'm just going to keep it as is, you know? And this is a situation where I don't think the game mechanic justifies... Or the benefit of being able to roll and determine morale with a mechanic justifies it. I think I just make it up and I'll just roleplay my monsters. That's my personal opinion. Not gonna do that one. What's your favorite D&D adventure to run? I mostly do homebrew D&D adventures, so the ones that I make. But I am reading Curse of Strahd right now for my Sword Coast Guard group, and I like it. I'm getting pretty excited to run it. Zero Gamer. Yes, it was challenging to paint minis at first, and it took me lots of practice on lots of minis. I'm still not super good at it. I still consider myself to be like an amateur. I don't feel that I'm a really good mini painter because I see other people and what they can do, and I'm just like, holy crap! It just takes a long time in practice. But in my opinion, no matter how bad you are at painting minis, it is 100% preferable, 100 times preferable to paint your own minis and have them look mediocre than buy the pre-painted ones. Like, you know, put in the work. I give much more props than just solving the problem with money. Generous Heel says, when you DM, how much time do you spend on describing locations your players are in during a dungeon crawl? How do you foreshadow events that might happen during your players' choices? Dude, you just did 2 questions for the price of 1, man. You just piggybacked a question on a question. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. Like, where's my moderator? Who's moderating this stuff? Okay, so first part of your question. That was a joke too, by the way, because he is my moderator. So you got that? Yeah. Okay. Let's just move on. So here's my theory on describing stuff to your players. And okay, you just triggered a rant too. Like, I have modules. I have freaking modules that will give you read aloud text that is like that long. Like that much read aloud text. Like, really? Really? You think my players are going to listen to and retain all of that read aloud text? Are you kidding me? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I've been in gaming conventions where I've gone to and I've been a player, and the dungeon master proceeds to, at the beginning of the game session, read from a piece of paper tons of information about the adventure and NPCs that come and talk to you. It's like a big information dump, okay? Those are stupid. We should not do those. Because the players are not going to retain all that information. They're not going to listen to half of it. They're going to get bored, and they're going to be like building dice towers and crap, okay? They're going to be politely looking at you, and they're going to be thinking, you know what? I don't really care what you're saying right now because I'm just going to kill whatever monster I see in the next room, okay? So just hurry up and get done talking. Get the talkie over with because I'm going to kill somebody. Come on, I want to kill someone. Let's go. Hurry up. Spit it out. Spit it out. You know? So like, okay, so the way to do it is you give a little bit of information with more information available upon request. So when I describe a room that they walk into, I'm going to give them maybe 2 sentences of description. Oh, it's a room. It has a pretty high ceiling. You can see a bed, a dresser, and a table. And there's a very strong odor in the room. Done. Out. I'm out. I'm out. At that point, the player can be like, wait a second. There's an odor in the room? I want to see if I can tell what kind of odor it is. Oh, okay, do a perception or investigation check. Roll some dice. It smells like fungus of some sort. There's fungus in the room. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to go check the bed out. What do I notice about the bed? Oh, the bed. So the bed is this like canopied bed, and it's very, very finely made bed, and you can see some scratchings on the cover of it. It looks like something has been clawing it. Okay, so you see what I'm doing there? I'm giving them a little bit of information, and then as they probe further, I'm giving them more information, okay? And a lot of that information I might not have developed already. I might be improvising it on the spot like I just did right now. So, like, that's how I do descriptions. Give a tiny bit, and then as they explore and ask questions, I give them more. And that allows them to actually play the game and not just sit there and listen to you as you drone on and on about everything that's in this stupid room and all the description. Let them interact with stuff and then figure it out. And if they don't interact, then they never know. And that's life. And then you move on, okay? Like, I've watched some, like, live stream games where, like, the dungeon master is just sitting there with this massive exposition. And I'm just like, really, dude? Like, your players kind of want to play the game, like, maybe today. So there's a rant for you. And Danny wants to know how you get acrylic paint out of mattress. So acrylic paint is water-based paint, Danny, and it usually comes out just by washing it with soap and water. So I would just get some like soap, like hand soap maybe, and just like try to rub it a little bit, get it all like it'll probably out of a mattress. Oh yeah. Well, why are you painting on a mattress is what I want to know, Danny. That is a problem. You should probably not paint on a mattress. Get yourself a table or something. She's like, my mattress. And then when I move, like, the paint is spilling and stuff. Oh, Squirty Pie's on camera. Check this out. That's Squirty Pie. She's up in the upper right-hand corner. You can see her kind of like her butt. She's just kind of sitting. Nobody's getting in the box, by the way. Okay, we're going to spice this up. We're spicing things up around here. Squeaky. All right, I just threw crap tons of snack treats all across my room. So we're gonna see, like, look at Squirty Pie is just sitting there. She has like treats all around her, and she's not doing anything. I mean, Guapo's like going by. My cats are just lazy. Like, now I'm giving them food and they won't even come eat it. All right, I just emptied this out too. There's like nothing left in here. I should probably put that in the trash. These guys are nuts. So that didn't have the intended effect. It was supposed to bring like all of my cats to have like a eating convention, and it didn't quite work. And they're not going in the box either. Well, that was a failure. That was a total failure. Let's just move on. Kelly Preston says, how do you handle a player that is constantly trying to steal from other players? I say no. No. So like this is the deal, Kelly. I very rarely interfere with my players' agency and their ability to do what they want in the game world. But I do have a rule in my games that there is no player versus player stuff. There is no stealing from other players. You just don't do it. It's not allowed. You don't do it, period, end of story. I don't care if you're a rogue. There are a million NPCs in the game world. Don't steal from your own party. And the reason I enforce that rule is that I have witnessed firsthand, I have allowed it before, and I've witnessed firsthand a player stealing from other players, and then the players knowing about it out of character and being pissed and upset with that player because his character was stealing from their characters. And it has caused group tension. It has caused problems with group dynamics. And then we got to problem solve that crap. And we got to work that out. And all of that could be avoided by my just having a rule that says you don't do that. Like, let's just play the game instead of arguing with each other because, like, you know, we're doing this stuff. So if your group is not mature enough to be able to do that without having resentment toward each other, then just don't allow it. Like, that's the solution. You don't allow it. I have very few things that I tell my players no, you know, as far as like their agency is concerned, and that's one of them. And there are very, very good reasons because I want to keep my group. There we go. Whee! We got him. We got him. He goes right in the box. He's in the box. We got him. Hashtag angry DM. We got Guapo in the box. Got the cat in the box. We have one live streaming. We have one. Yeah, close the lid. He's not going to like that. It's not nice. That's actually not nice. That's like, I love my cats, and he would not appreciate me closing the lid on him. He would not. And so I'm not going to do that. I like to be nice to my pets. I can use them for a little bit of like fun entertainment like this, but I'm not going to do mean stuff to them. Sorry. He's like in the box eating. That's awesome. Oh, that's beautiful. I was in the middle of a rant. Hold on. Justin Bovey, thanks for the $5. I'll get to you in a moment, sir. What was my rant about? Yeah, player agency and people stealing from each other and stuff like that. Like, no, thank you, goodbye. We're not doing that around here. So, I don't. Yeah, the penguin butt's like the cats immediately calm Luke down. Yeah. There he goes. I've had a couple good rants so far on the stream tonight. I think that's pretty good. I forgot what my rant was. We'll just call it a day. We'll pretend like I finished that rant. And Squirty Pie is gonna go in. She's like, is there anything in here? I'm gonna go in here and look. Here she goes. She's like, what's in there? Guapo was in there. Oh, there's some food. I got the food. Hey guys, there's more. Come over here. That's awesome. Okay, let's get Bovey's question. All right, Bovey. I know a guy from college whose last name was Bovey, and we called him Bovey. I don't even know what his first name was. I have no idea what his first name was. We just called him Bovey. What computer programs do you utilize to help organize D&D games? OneNote. I've been primarily using OneNote There you go. You got it, dude. OneNote's the bomb. OneNote is awesome for organizing D&D games. I can think of no better thing. Yes, I will definitely try to keep up the good work, man. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. You basically paid me $5 to what do you want to call it? Affirm your current methodology for organizing D&D games. So how about we do this? How about I pull up my OneNote and show you how I do it? That'll like make you feel like your $5 was not spent to me being like, yes, that's exactly what I do. Thank you. Next question. Let's take a look at my Manus Invictus group, because I no longer run that game, and so I feel like so basically I got OneNote here. You guys can see I have a bunch of notebooks over here. I have my house rules. It has like different like services, hirelings, potion costs, magic item costs. I have downtime activities here that I have listed out for my reference. You know, I have other stuff here. Oh, this is my lingering injuries table. This is actually something I'm planning on fleshing out a little bit and doing a video about in the future. And I have information about all my campaigns here. My Ancient Dragon campaign, my Dragon Heist campaign, which I don't use anymore, my Sword Coast Guard campaign, my Wonder Panic campaign, my Youngling campaign, Menace Invictus campaign. And then I have information about Waterdeep and then the Wood of Sharp Teeth, which are 2 locations. Bunch of information about these places, like Waterdeep. Like, I have information about, like, all of the factions that are in the city, you know, different places, you know, Yawning Portal Inn. Like, I have a lot of, like, you know, stuff here, stuff about different people. I have information about the Xanathar, you know, like, literally, I have tons of information about Skullport, you know, like, I build this stuff out as I'm running the game so that when I need to reference this information at the game table, I can quickly find it. And I'm not flipping through some stupid book somewhere, not able to find something. And then for my game session itself, what I do is I have like every single day. This represents an entire like game session and what I was planning on doing. Like I keep track of time and the day of the month and stuff like that. And I kind of know different things they're going to be working on. Like, and I have all of these different notes over the course of the entire game. Like every game date is tracked and with all my notes, so I know what's going on. I know how the session starts, and I know, and then I record how the session ends and stuff. You know, I track things like, you know, their allies and their property, you know, things that they own and stuff. And then I have a faction favor system that I use, you know. So, like, I'm just giving you a big, huge, like, I don't know how helpful this is, but, like, yeah, I track everything in OneNote. I just kind of showed you a little quick tour. Lots of stuff. Very, very useful program. I love that crap. It's good. So there you go. All right. So here's the deal. We are at the time when we normally get into our creation part. And so I'm going to do just a couple more questions because I'm kind of enjoying the question stuff right now. So I'm going to do a few more. But we are going to get into our encounter creation part of the stream very soon here. And I also have to use the bathroom. So we're probably, when I can't hold it any longer, I'll do an intermission break and then we'll switch over into the encounter creation stuff. So let me, I have some questions down here. DM Player Killer says, what's your favorite home rule that you use? My favorite house rule, homebrew rule that I use. I don't know. I have a video out there about my top 10 or my top 5 house rules or something. I use those. I don't know. Now you're stumping me. I don't have a lot of house rules. One of my house rules was like a homebrew initiative system, which my Sword Coast Guard group, we all just had a discussion recently, or our last game session, and we actually decided to go back to the normal initiative system in the book for reasons. I like rolling death saves in secret. Like when my players are down and dying, I roll their death saves behind the screen so they can't like metagame and stuff. I enjoy doing that. My players like it too because the reasons I do it, it's beneficial for the game. I'm gonna pass on that question. I'm done. Aaron says, do you think that using real-life physical puzzles to represent actual puzzles in game is a good idea? I think that could work. I could see that working because a lot of times when you're doing puzzles in the game, you're challenging the player's brains anyway. You're not really challenging their characters. You're not having the wizard roll intelligence to figure out a puzzle. The players are actually using their own brains to figure it out. So you're challenging the players. And if you're challenging the players, then you could just do something at the game table that represents the puzzle. So yes, I could see that working. I don't know why that wouldn't work. And we could get into the whole theory of whether you should challenge your players or challenge their characters another day. Shadow Freak says, join a campaign at level 9 as a fighter. We're almost level 12. I've yet to receive a magic weapon. You can play without one. It's very difficult. I've talked to the DM and nothing. Thoughts? So, like, you've already talked to the DM, and it doesn't seem like he's doing anything. So, like, there's not much you can do at that point. You know? Like, if you're having fun with the game, if the game is fun, but it's challenging because you don't have a magic weapon, you know, then, like, just play the game and have fun. If you're having fun, there's not much you can do about it. You've already talked to the DM. He's aware of your desire to have a magic weapon, and he's not doing anything. If you're having fun, keep playing the game. If this is an absolute game breaker for you, and you can't stand it, that you don't have a magic weapon, and you don't want to play the game, and it's no longer any fun for you, then you can stop playing the game, I guess. But, like, you've already done the thing that I would recommend doing, which is talking to your dungeon master. And at that point, you can either keep playing and be happy if the game's fun, or you can leave the game. I don't know. That's those are your choices, I think. Philip Ketchup. What up, Ketchup?
Mr. Ketchup!
Can you answer my question about the encounter creation? Basic, if we can also do NPCs, locations, and events. Yes, when we get into encounter creation, there will be some, like, basic events. We will put, like, we're not just going to think of, like, monsters. We're going to have just a little bit of context around it. Okay? A little bit of context. Like a sentence of context. That's it. Right? So that might answer your question. All right. I'm going to pick one more. Yes, Penguin Butt. I do. Yeah, he says I have a playlist on home rules. Yeah, good and bad. Yeah, I do. Zero Gamer is like, how old are you? If I might ask, you may ask, how old am I? I'm. How old do I look? This is a trick. This is a trap. This is a trick question. Okay, poll. All right, we're doing a poll. Everybody, how old do you think I am? Throw some numbers out there. I won't be offended. I'll just laugh at you. I'll just publicly shame you. No, not really. How old do y'all think I am? We got 35. We got 32. 35. 38. What? We mean 38. I look 38 to you? What the heck, dude? 37, 31, 30, 38, 37. 48. Dan the man. What is this, dude? Amino Jake's like 40, 26. Natalie Spain's like 26. Natalie, you're my new best friend. Natalie says I'm 26. I like Natalie. 33. Yeah, well, that was a trap. So John Zogi says, I want to say no older than 40. You look maybe 32, 35. That's because I'm wearing lots of makeup right now. Gets me all nice and pretty looking. All right, I'm 39. 39. Apparently you all think I'm younger than I actually am, and that makes me feel good. It's all the cosmetic products I've invested in over the years. The only cosmetic product I invest in really is acne medicine, because I have acne, so I have to, like, put junk on my face. Otherwise I'm like hideous on video. I might be hideous on video regardless, but that's a different story. I actually started using makeup in my videos now, because, like, I always have a little bit of I don't have any on right now, but, like, in my, like, recorded videos, because I always have a little perspiration, and, like, all the lighting, I use lots of lighting to make my videos look the way they look. And because cameras like lights. So, like, all the lighting that I have on me makes my skin shine. And so I use what do I use? It's like what is it? Hold on a second. It is Dermablend Professional Loose Setting Powder. So this is the makeup I use in my videos. And all it really does is it's like a matte, and so it makes the shine less. I have noticed that it also fills in a lot of like the wrinkles and imperfections. And so it actually does make me look younger too when I wear this crap. But I just use that when I film my like normal videos and stuff. I don't know how we started talking about this. It's like prying into my personal affairs. Okay. All right, let's do this. What we're going to do this. I'm going to throw up a makeup guru. Yeah, Danny, I'm going to become a makeup. You know what I do, Danny? I go to my daughter and I'm like, daughter, hello. Literally, I kid you not. When I first got this, I was like, I don't know how to use this. I went to my daughter and I was like, I need you to show me how to put this makeup on me. And I bought brushes and I brought little like thingies, and she's like, okay. And she's like doing it and stuff. And so now I kind of got the hang of it a little bit. But yeah, I went to my daughter and I was like, just show me what to do. I don't know what to do. And she's like doing my whole thing. So makeup reviews. Yeah. Dermablend is a good brand. Yeah. I mean, it's expensive. It was like, I think it was about $30 for this stuff. And I was basically going for quality, because I use it once a month when I record all of my videos for the month, So it's like, I just want some good stuff. Give me some good stuff. I don't want some cheap crap. Daughter, hello. Yeah, I'm just like, daughter, hello. I need you to apply makeup to me. All right, so I'm gonna kick an intermission screen off. We're gonna take a brief break. When we come back, we are going to be creating some encounters together, some random encounters. Stand by. I'm going to show you my screen. We're going to be filling out a random encounter table together, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to be using, we're going to be calculating some challenge encounters and stuff too. So we'll be learning how to calculate encounters for your groups as well. So it's kind of just a twofer type thing. All right, so that is what we're doing. And I'm going to go use the bathroom and stuff, and we'll be back shortly. And that's that. So yeah, we'll be back. Oh, Zero Gamer, thank you, sir. He's like, before you go, I just want to give you some money. It's not a lot, but thank you. Your channel got me into D&D and has led to many wonderful memories. Thank you. You are very welcome, Zero Gamer. Like, hardcore. I'm very happy to know that I can help anybody, really. That's why I do all this crazy stuff. It's not for the money, because it's not a lot. I do it because I want to help people and all that good stuff. So when I get back from the intermission, we will create some random encounters together, folks. So did you wash your hands? I haven't even gone yet, dude. Calm down, Dan. Where's the intermission? Oh, let's put some music up. Here comes the music. And then intermission screen incoming. kick off. Bam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. Okay, creating random encounters. We got the spreadsheet and we got the people. So why don't you all throw me some ideas here? Oh, you know what I got to do? I got to change my ticker text. So why don't you give me some monsters? Now, you guys, we are creating random encounters for levels 1 through 4. These are levels 1 through 4. I got to change my ticker text. Hold on a second. Turn that off. Turn that off. Put that one on. And put that one on. And start it. There we go. That's awesome. Oh, you guys can all see my program. I was showing that on screen. Nice. All right. Drunken monks. Gnolls. Okay, gnolls. Good. All right, we're going to have some gnolls. We need to determine how many gnolls. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Standby. We're going to pull up the monster manual. Where is this guy? Monster manual. Monster manual. I need to get the monster manual here. Just give me a hot second. And let's find the gnolls. Gnoll. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Wow, I'm dumb. Gnoll. Thank you. That was faster. So a gnoll is a CR 1/2. Okay, so CR 1/2. Now, the way I'm going to kind of do this is we're creating levels 1 through 4. These are character levels 1 through 4, which is like the first tier of adventuring. So we're going to assume that we have 4 characters, and we're going to kind of get an idea of, at level 1, if we had 1 gnoll, that's easy, right? So what if we did like 2 gnolls? Then it's hard. Ooh, that's really hard. And if we're at level 2 or 3, we might balance things for like around 3. It gets kind of easy. So you know what we could say? We could say 1d4 plus 1 gnolls. That's probably not too bad. 1d4 plus 1 gnolls. So the average number of gnolls is going to be like 3. So at level 1, if we had 3 gnolls, that would be deadly. That would be deadly at level 1. So that's pretty nasty. But here's the thing. Like, when you're doing there's a big difference between levels 1 through 4. And so we're going to kind of run into this a little bit as we create these types of things. Because at level 4, that's easy now. You know, even if we had 5 of them, it's still going to only be medium. There's a big difference between levels 1 and 4. Now, we're not going to do this explanation exercise every time we create an encounter on our table. I just kind of wanted to go through that exercise at least once here. So there's going to be some disparity sometimes between this. And in some ways, we're going to rely upon the Dungeon Master to kind of figure that out. But that could be a nasty encounter if they're level 1. All right, next, 27 gnolls. Oh, yeah, Danny has 4 level 3 players. Awesome. Well, I hope this... Okay, so what's the context here? Like, how do the gnolls encounter the players, or how do the players encounter the gnolls? Give me, like, a brief bit of context. Is it an ambush? Like, what happens? How is this presented to the party? The ticker's going. I'm pretty sure the ticker's going. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I started it. Yeah, the ticker is going. An ambush. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with ambush. They're chasing a fox. Ooh, well, that's a good idea. Are chasing a fox when the PCs run across them. That's good enough. That's all we need. We want a little bit of context is all. I was missing it for like a few minutes. Okay. All right. Let's do another type of monster. By the way, you guys, we're at the part of the live stream where we're generating ideas for different things. So if you put an idea out there and I don't pick it, it's okay to, like, the next time we're ready to do a new one, to, like, repost your idea. Like, don't get crazy on me. If you get crazy, start spamming like crazy, then, like, bad stuff will happen. But it's okay to do a little bit of reposting so that we might pick it up the next time we create something. You know what I'm saying? A scarecrow. Okay, let's do a scarecrow. I like it. Scarecrows are in the monster manual. Let's find scarecrow. What's the context of running into scarecrows? Scarecrow. Come on, baby. You can find it. You can find it. It's a CR1. Ooh, that's a higher one. That's a higher level. We're going to balance it for around level 2 or 3. So it's a CR1. If there's one scarecrow, that's not. 2 of them. What about 2 of them? 2 of them is medium. Okay, so we want to average around 2 scarecrows. So let's say that we have 1d3 scarecrows. And what's the context? The context around the scarecrows. All right, chicken tender lover, bye. Chicken tender lover. I didn't know you were here. Were you lurking, or did I just not see your chats? He was chatting and stuff. Oh, okay. Yes. The players have to pass through a field of tall grass with scarecrows lurking inside. All right. Cool. Are lurking inside a field of tall grass that the players either pass through. Okay, there we go. Good. Next. Yeah, hopefully we're gonna plow through a lot of these, and we're gonna get ourselves a nice beefy table. That's the idea. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. Each individual one should go fast. A grung. Okay, let's do a grung. The grung are in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, I believe. So let me find that real quick. They're in Volos. They're in Volos. Stand by. Let me pull up Volos. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You can do it. Woodwode. Those are cool. Those are too high. That's too high level for us. All right, the grung are on page 156, roughly. Come on, baby. All right. A grung is, and there are different types of grung. Those are kind of higher. Let's keep this simple. Let's just pick one monster type for our random encounters. Otherwise, we're going to get too complicated, and I don't want to mess with that. So it's a CR 1/4. All right, where's my thingy bobber? So we got CR 1/4. 2 of them is easy. 6 of them is medium. So we can average around 6. So that's like a, let's do 2D6. 2D6 averages around 6 of them. And if you get 12, that's going to be nasty. So maybe we do 1d8 plus 2. Yeah, let's do 1d8 plus 2. I feel like that's better. And then what's the context? 1d8 plus 2 grung. What is the context? Because that averages about 6 of them, which is kind of what I want, I think. What is the context around these grung? An ambush. Not everything can be an ambush. I'm looking for interesting context. Occasionally, yeah, we're going to have an ambush. And, okay, but like, it can't always be an ambush. Ooh, they're harvesting herbs and the players walk into their territory. Oh, okay, I like it. And you never know what's going to happen at that point. All right, cool. I like it. Next. Another monster. A red cap. Oh, those are interesting. All right, let's pull some, yeah, Shizuzas or whatever are way too high a CR. Red caps. Those are in Volos. Let's look up red cap. Those are like CR 1s or 2s, I think. Those might be too high. Oh, no, that's too high. That's like a CR 3. I don't know that that's going to work. Let's plug that. If we have a CR 3 and there's one of them, that actually could work. Level 4, let's see. Yeah, there might be, we could say 1D2. We could just say 1D2 red caps are what? What are they doing? Now, red caps actually are murderers. Okay, this is what we're going to do with red caps. All right, I am timing. Please don't spam that much. You are now being timed out. There's only so many times you can say Tiamat before you get timed out. 1D2 red caps are tracking the players, we should say PCs from behind with the intent of attacking them when they camp at night. There we go. Boom. Let's see. Wait, I deleted a message? I thought I timed somebody out. Oh, I did. Okay, there we go. Winged kobolds. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, that's a good idea, the young GM. Hold on a second. I like that idea for winged kobolds. Actually, if you can give me context when you say the name of the monster, that probably gives you a better chance of getting your idea picked. Because we can brainstorm names of monsters all night, but if you give me context around how the players encounter the monsters, and if it's interesting, like this one right here from the young GM, that's going to give you a much better chance of getting picked for volleyball at recess or whatever. What was this? These are winged kobolds. I'm just going to look up the CR for a winged kobold. Page 195. It's probably the next page. A winged kobold is a CR 1/4. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Put that at 3. CR 1/4. These are pretty, 3 of them. 4, 5, 6, 6. So like average for 6. So 1d8 plus 2 winged kobolds, we'll say. 1d8 plus 2 winged kobolds are in trees or near the ceiling, waiting for their simple pit trap to be sprung, and then ambush the characters. Nice. I like it. All right. Rabbit's like hashtag suggestion. I like the can do, like the get up and go. He's like, I'm going to hashtag suggestion this, and that's going to get it. That actually looks like a good idea, too. Hold on a second. That actually looks cool. Quasits transformed into either toads or giant centipedes or bats. It's one of their natural abilities, and it can help lower the defense of the players while hiding a surprise. Okay. So what are the Quasits doing? Are they just ambushing them or something? I like that idea. But what are they doing? We need to know what these Quasits' goal is. Yeah, Rabbit, it totally worked. Tabletop Bard's like, hashtag do my idea. It's only going to work like for the first person who like originates the idea. And then after that, okay, Quasits. We got to find Quasits. Those are probably Monster Manual. Quasit. That's a demon or a devil? Demon. I think that's a demon. Next. Quasit, page 63. Woo! That's not a Quasit. That's a Quasit. A Quasit is a CR1. Okay, so this is it's a little bit higher. That's way too hard. 2 of them is like a medium. 3 of them is a hard. I'm going to go with, we're going to average for like 2 of them. Let's do 1d3. 1d3? No, 1d2. 1d2. So we got 1d2 quasits. And what are they doing? What are the quasits doing? Oh, hashtag follow-up. Good job, Rabbit. You know, the big advantage, one of the advantages my members have, Rabbit, and all other members, is that your names show up in green to me and have, like, you know, your little like dragon eggs next to them. And so it's really easy for me to see what you guys are saying anyway. Anyway, the follow-up is they could be ambushing different creatures or have some other unrelated motive, and the players just get in the way. Oh, okay. Are planning on ambushing something, and the PCs stumble by. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just do that. That's good enough for me. Ooh, fire newts. Hey! Okay, Danny says, so she's giving me $2 to consider your dryad idea. Well, I'll tell you what, Danny. You have just bought yourself a dryad in the table. It's that easy. All right, I got to make more rows in the table. Hold on a second. What's the rest of your dryad idea, Danny? Can you like what are the details? I mean, what do you think's going to happen, Danny? You like throw money at me? Of course I'm going to put your idea in the table. Unless it's like crazy. So if it's like Red Dragon, I'm going to be like, sorry. Pay to win. It's totally pay to win. Oh, man. Oh, Tabletop Bard says, Danny, don't you need to save up for new bed sheets? That's probably, if you got like paint on your mattress, that kind of implies that you didn't have any bed sheets on your mattress. And if you didn't have bed sheets on your mattress, then yeah, you probably need to save up for bed sheets and stuff, you know. Okay, where was I at? We were doing dryads. Let's see what are the dryads doing? Why, Danny, what are these dryads of yours doing? Like, what's the context of this encounter? And we have to find out the CR of dryads, too. Dryad? CR1. Oh, so it's probably going to be like 1d3. Let's do 1d3 dryads. Let's make this a little bit spicier. 1d3 dryads. What's the context? What is the context of the dryads? I have to scroll up and find Danny's dryad idea. Okay, dryad. Okay, I got it. I found it. A trail of pixies leads the party to an injured dryad who throws a few attacks their way out of panic at first. If they attack back, the pixies aid the dryad. Chance to calm down or help the dryad. Okay. So we're gonna look up. Stand by. Let's look up pixies. I think we got a different thing going on here, but let's look up pixies. We gotta find pixies. Pixie. Oh, that didn't do it. Come on! Find it! Okay, CR1/4. CR1/4. That's actually a really cool idea, Danny. I like that. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not bad. Let's do 1d4 plus 1. A trail of pixies leads the party to an injured dryad who throws a few attacks their way out of panic at first. If the PCs attack back, we'll put it right here. 1d4 plus 1 pixies. All right, there we go. That works for me. I like it. All right. Next idea. An intellect devourer? Oh, those things are horrible. They'll murder you at level 1. Harpies. Ooh. What level are harpies? I like that idea, Penguin Butt. Let's see what level harpies are. Something tells me those might be CR1s or something. But I don't know. Harpy. I don't know offhand. Page 181. It's probably right here. Yeah, CR1. Okay. So we're going to do like 3 of them. Yeah, that's pretty hard. We'll just do like 2 of them. We'll average for 2. So let's do 1d4. Let's just say 1d4 harpies. 1d4 harpies start stalking the adventurers. We don't know where they're going to be. They may be in a forest. They may be somewhere else. So I'm just going to take that out, thinking they'll be easy prey. Okay, awesome. Great. Next. Okay, I mean, Zero Gamer, bandits waiting along the road are a perfectly fine random encounter. No problem with that. Let's put that in. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, guys, we need some encounters that are not like super combat-y related. Give me some mundane stuff. What's some mundane stuff that they might run across out in the wilderness or on roads and stuff that is not going to be a combat? It's just something fun that happens or something interesting that happens in the game world. We need to make sure we put some of that stuff in here too. We don't want only just fighty stuff. We want interesting stuff as well. So start brainstorming me some of that cool stuff. And then we're going to throw that into this table as well. And I'm going to calculate my bandits. Let's find our bandits. Bandit. It's a CR1 8th. So these are really... Oh, no, there's a bandit captain. Ooh, there's a bandit captain. That's a CR2. That's getting kind of high. We're probably just going to use normal bandits. CR1 8th. And if we have about 5 of them, 8 of them, that's still easy. I can almost say 2d6. We can do 2d6 bandits. Might be a decent encounter. Yeah, we can just do 2d6. We haven't used 2d6 yet. Could be high, it could be low. But it'll that's like, at that point you have a distribution curve, and so it's going to trend toward the middle more than if you're rolling 1 die. And we're going to put a period there. They demand a gold payment to pass by, to pass. From the characters to pass. Otherwise, they attack. How much gold? We're going to say they demand 25 gold pieces. A 25 gold piece payment from the characters to pass. Otherwise, they attack. Awesome. I love it. All right. How about some of our mundane encounters? What do you guys got going on for mundane encounters? What was this? I saw a super chat. Was that Danny's super chat? Whose super chat was that? That must have been Danny's super chat. Yeah, that was Danny's. Okay. Oh, that's cool. A goblin stuck in a pit trap. It holds a bag of gold and looks rather tired and sad. Players can help her kill. Okay, hold on. Stop scrolling! Stop scrolling! All right, and we're going to do this. We're going to say that for every 3, like, we need to put some of these ones in here. So, there we go. A goblin is stuck in a pit trap. It has a bag of gold and looks rather tired and sad. Okay. So you figure that out. That's cool. I like it. I saw super chat. What was the idea here? Oh, wow. Zero Gamer. A dragon flies overhead but doesn't notice the PCs. Okay. Let's say an adult black dragon flies overhead but doesn't appear to notice the characters. Unless they do something stupid. Because you never know what your players are going to do. I like it. Good call. All right, something else. Ooh, a con artist that wants to gamble with the adventurers. Okay, let's say... What would the con artist be? Like, we need to have like some sort of stat block that we might use for him. Ooh, what about an acolyte? We could say an acolyte. Okay, yeah. I got an idea. Okay, so we're going to say an acolyte con artist that wants to gamble with the adventurers. We'll say she's down on her luck and needs to pay for a mistake she made to gain entry back into her religious order. I don't know what she did wrong, but she got kicked out. And now she needs to like get her way back in. I'm sure a creative dungeon master could do something fun with that. Sven Silverman says the party comes across a predator on the hunt. They can either watch nature take its course or save the victim creature. Oh, I like that idea. So we're going to say, we'll say the party comes across, let's say 3 wolves hunting a deer. They can either watch nature take its course or save the victim. Are you gonna save Bambi or are you gonna let it happen? That's the question. Nice, cool. We're getting a lot of good ideas here worked up. Zero Gamer is gonna slowly work your way up to a Tiamat encounter. Awesome. What was the super chat? Oh, Nathan's Under the South. What's up, dude? Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Says, how are you? I'm doing very well. I'm very, like, I think we had a really good Q&A. Like, I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it. And I think we're having a really good go at creating this random encounter table. I think it's going really well. So you have a D&D group meeting tomorrow. You have two new players joining. Cool. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad to hear that, man. New players are always exciting and fun, because I always get like kind of excited when there's a new player joining one of my groups, because you're like introducing Dungeons and Dragons to them for the first time, and that's kind of special, so that's really cool. A troll taking a nap? Ooh, trolls are nasty, man. But that said, so like troll's a CR5. If you have one troll, that is deadly, man. Okay, we're gonna put a troll in here. We're gonna say one troll that is very hungry. It speaks common and demands food from the party. Nice. All right, cool. Sometimes the random encounters need to be hard. And like your players need to use their brains and be like, let's not fight the troll. Let's just give him some of our rations and then just walk along. If they give the troll food, it leaves them alone. Bam. Yes, Roho. I always call you Roho. Ro H. Says, new players are my favorite. They don't have the expectations of older players. Absolutely. That's one of the beautiful things. Like, sometimes players bring expectations or baggage even to the game table, and new players don't have that. And that is a beautiful thing. I love it. It's experienced players. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, experienced players are like, I love experienced players too, but there's something special about new players too. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's get some more stuff going. Yes, a troll toll. Exactly. A band of goblins are looking for dead dragons to use their scales to make a shield. That's a cool idea. Oh, that's a cool idea. There's a lot of cool mundane ideas here. How many goblins? What level are goblins? Goblin. I'm getting low on coffee. I just ran out of coffee, actually. I'll have to go back for some more. A goblin is a CR 1/4. I can't have one of them. What about 6 of them? Yeah, I could have 6 of them. So let's say 1d4 plus 2. No, 1d6 plus 2. So we'll say a band of 1d6 plus 2 goblins are looking for dead dragons to use their scales. Let's change that. To make shields. We'll say the goblins are not hostile and leave... Oh, are not hostile and ask the players, ask the PCs if they have any leads. There you go. All right, let's get it. No, okay, we got some really cool stuff here. Let's get into some more of, like, you know, like actual things that are probably going to be fights and stuff too. Ooh, I like this. Fat Man Do. The party finds a roadside shrine to the god of something, god of travel. On it is an offering of food and a few coins. If the PCs take anything from the shrine, they have bad luck for the day. Oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to throw that right there. We're going to start fleshing out this table with some of this mundane stuff. Penguin Butt says, patches of poisonous plants grow in a field of plants that look very similar. If you touch the poisonous plants, put that down here. The plants can be used as an ingredient to make potions of poison, but if touched, they poison a character for 1d4 hours if they fail a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. All right, cool. That's good. I like that. I'm just kind of trolling through here to see what else we got going on here. Oh, Melkor Wise Man. A random skeleton walks by near a village carrying a mop. Ask the players to buy him a drink. Oh, that's so crazy. All right, cool. Done. A random skeleton walks by carrying a mop. Carrying? That's not how you spell carrying? How do you spell carrying? I don't know. It doesn't know. It asks the players, it asks the PCs to buy it a drink at the next village. Beautiful. Ah! Ah! There we go. Cool. We caught one. Look at this. We caught one. Guapo is in the box. He's in the box. Oh. Hey, Christina Charles. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you. Your first time. And you get to see my cat Guapo eating cat snacks that I placed in the box. That's a trap. It's a cat trap. We set cat traps on the stream. Look at him. He's like, what's going on? You guys are talking about me. Quit talking about me. I'm trying to eat my cat snacks. That's awesome. All right, let's go. Let's see what else we got going on here. The box cam. This is the cat cam. It's a cat cam. We have done it. Ooh. Roho, that's a good idea. I'm gonna, row H. I am officially gonna have to call you Rojo from now on. Like, that's just what we're doing. So we're just gonna have to come to an agreement that that's okay. That's a good idea, though. I like that. We say the PCs encounter a bear stuck in a hunter's trap. Did they let it go? Kill and take the spoils? Let him be? All right, cool. It is the box cam. No, it's the cat cam. Look at the cats. Look at that's orange. That one's orange. The one right there next to the box is orange. He's like he is like brain dead. Like you look into his eyes and you can just see emptiness reflecting you back at you. He's the dumbest cat I have. I love him. He's a big adorable like fluff ball, but he is not very intelligent. You can just tell by looking at him. He's like, hello, Okay, let's get some more monsters going. I want some monsters. We need to do some fighty stuff. Ooh. Fighty stuff. A druid hosting a planting farming class to promote the care of nature. Oh my gosh. Danny, okay. Ooh, Aarakocras. That's a good idea, Starburst. Well, let's do that. Stand by. A druid is in a field hosting a planting farming class to a group of halflings hold on a second. I screwed that up. To a group of halflings. Sweet. Done. Alright, we want some encountery stuff. We need to get some encountery stuff. Like fighty stuff. Three Creen. Blending in to hunt prey. Oh, that could just be an ambush. We're gonna have to look those guys up. Okay. Sorry, Random Twin. We got the doc back. Let's do the Three Creen. Let's go back up here. Start filling in the blanks. What I was doing in the table is I was like spacing out the mundane stuff with like some of the fighty stuff because I want to have it kind of mixed throughout the table. That's kind of what I was going for. That way it's, you have odds of getting a random mix of stuff and it's not all weighted toward like one end of the table. Because at the end of this, what we're going to do is this might be a D100. We have enough items here in this table that we might just make this a D100 table when we get done here. But anyway. Three Creen. Let's find some Three Creen. Or however you pronounce those things. Three Creen. I probably am spelling this wrong. I'm not going to be able to find this. Oh, I spelled it correctly. Holy mackerel. That's crazy. They're a CR1. Okay. Cool. Yeah, they have a chameleon carapace. Cool. Let's find them. Here we go. CR1. So 6 is a lot. 4 is still a lot. 2 of them. Okay, so we're going to say, let's say 1D3 of these guys. 1D3, 3 Creen are blending in surroundings, waiting to ambush prey that happens by. The PCs might just be that prey. I'm a druid! Don't Danny okay me. What are you talking about? Okay, somebody give me a super chat. Hold on. So I got you, Zero Gamer. Zero Gamer. Look at this. He threw me $5 and he's like, PCs come across 2 adult red dragons fighting in the distance, having a territory dispute. Okay, you got it, man. For $5, I will put your encounter into the table, man. Awesome. Love it. Hopefully they don't do anything dumb with that dragon. An owl bear. Oh, cool. That's cool. Okay, hold on a second. Rojo says they encounter an owner attacking a small caravan of 4 wealthy nobles. If they save them, they receive a medal that gives them street cred. Okay, an owl bear. Okay, cool. I like it. What level is an owl bear? I want to look that up. Where is the owl bear? Owl bear? Is that in Monster Manual? Yeah, it is. 249. That's not an owl bear. That's an owl bear. CR3. That's a pretty beefy monster too, but one of them is cool. That's not a problem. They encounter an owl bear attacking a small caravan of 4 wealthy nobles. If they... (1d6 plus 2 guards). And then we'll say if the PCs help defeat the owlbear, the nobles give them a medal worth, we'll say 50 gold pieces that gives them street cred in any nearby town, any nearby city, whatever. It's the same thing. Cool. Rock and roll. I like it. Hey, Kikes, thank you for supporting the channel and becoming a Wormling Dragon. Appreciate that. I do have a giveaway going on right now, Kikes, for all of my members and patrons. There is a link down in the description where you can sign up for that giveaway. It's a giveaway to play D&D with me. So, over like Roll20 and Discord and stuff. So, make sure you sign up for that and get in on that action. And actually, the giveaway ends today, too. So, you are like just in time. And I think I saw Super Chat. Hold on a second. Where's that? Nathan said to the south. PCs encounter a hostile hobgoblin patrol. Killing them might bring the rest of their horde down on the PCs. Ooh, interesting. Okay. You got it, buddy. Thank you, sir, for the $5 and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. And let's look up hobgoblins and see what level they are. Hobgoblin. Well, that didn't help me. Come on, baby, let's go. That didn't help me. Try again. All right, 186. Dun, 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 dun. All right, CR 1/2. That's a pretty good CR for this level. Let's do 4 of. How's 4 of them? 4 of them, 5 of them. All right, we're gonna say 1d4 plus 1 hobgoblins. Encounter a patrol of 1d4 plus 1 hostile hobgoblins. Killing them might bring the rest of the hobgoblin horde down on the PCs. Dun dun dun. Cue the dramatic music. The PCs won't know that. They'll just kill the hobgoblins. And then Dungeon Master will be like, ah, okay, cool. Let's do this. Nice. We're doing really well. This is going really well. Dragon with a cold. Ooh, Andrew, that's a good idea. A well-known serial killer who broke out of prison passes by the party wearing a hooded cloak, trying to disguise himself. If apprehended, the PCs could earn a lot of money. Okay. Let's make that serial killer. Let's go to, I think assassin is way too high a level. Let's see what that looks like. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, that's way too high level. Maybe it's like, isn't there like cultist? Could be a cultist. Priest, a scout, a spy. Ooh, a spy. We're gonna say it's a spy. One spy. A well-known serial killer. Use the spy stat block. Who broke out of prison, passes by the party wearing a hooded cloak, trying to disguise himself. If apprehended, the PCs could earn a lot of money. The PCs recognize the serial killer on a successful DC 14 intelligence investigation check. And we're going to say the man is acting very oddly. All right. Something like that. That's pretty good. Cool. Penguin butt. A traveling merchant drops a rug. It's actually a rug of smothering. Oh, that's nice. All right, let's put this here. A traveling merchant drops a rug. A traveling merchant in a wagon drops a rug as they pass by the PCs. It's actually a rug of smothering. And the merchant is actually a highway robber preying on good-natured people that try to return the rug to him. Bam! Like it. And we're going to say the traveling merchant we can say is, well, let's say he's a berserker or something. Oh, a thug. A thug. We'll say a thug. Yeah. Nice. That's a cool idea. I like it. Good job, Penguin Butt. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. Praying. I spelled praying wrong. Okay. Thank you for correcting me on that. That is a... Where was that? There we go. I did the wrong praying. Cool. Well, Melkor Wise Man, you are very wise. I'm actually, like, a writer. I'm a professional writer, so... Like, when I make stupid mistakes like that, that is, like, not good. But I'm under lots of pressure. I'm doing a live stream. Shazar, see you later, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Appreciate it. All right. I need to take a intermission break. I need to go use the bathroom, guys. So we're gonna take a quick break here, and I'll be right back. Sorry. I drank lots of coffee. And now it's catching up with me. The Luke finds a plate of food in the fridge. Does he eat it? Oh, he absolutely eats it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Melkor, if you find me making typos and dumb mistakes, you're welcome to correct me. I don't mind. I don't take it personally. I might not notice it in the chat, but you're always welcome to correct me. I'm on a team of writers. Believe me, my stuff gets scrutinized and ripped apart all the time. So I'm pretty much immune to people correcting my mistakes as far as writing goes. Okay, intermission break. So music. Boom.
Building up an illusion of inner doubt. Not entirely sure what it's all about. Never able to gather why it really should matter. You're feeding on your souls. Don't give me a feeling of control. Wasting away in a hole. Feeding on your souls. Don't give me a feeling of control. Don't think I'm in control. Wasting away in a
Back, turn the music off. There we go. Cool. All right. Amino Jacko. See you later, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Wow, Danny, you got your comment got moderated. What did you write in there? And now everybody's like, okay, here are the ideas. Just dump them in the chat. All right. So Danny says, a trail of small, oddly realistic animal parts scatter the ground. Should the party make too much noise? They hear a squawk and the heavy batting of an angered cockatrice staring directly at them. Oh, that's cool. All right, let's do it. How about we show you the spreadsheet here? Nice. A trail of small, oddly realistic animal parts scatter the ground. Should the party make too much noise, they hear a squawk and the heavy batting of an angered cockatrice staring directly at them as it emerges from a small hole nearby. Something like that. All right, cool. A cockatrice. Let's look that up. How many cockatrice would we put into that encounter? Cockatrices are fun. They can turn you to stone. CR 1/2. So we could have like 1d4. Yeah, let's do 1d4 cockatrice. Of, let's say, hold on a second. And see 1d4 cockatrices emerging from a hole nearby. All right, cool. Got it. Dan the man. Whoa, it skipped on me. I saw your thing, and then it skipped. Okay. A skeleton riding on a skeleton horse that only appears at night. Okay. We could just say that's all we can say. That's good enough for me. Deadly encounter. Ooh. A succubus disguised as a regular woman is roadside by a cart. She gets their help fixing the wagon, charming one of the characters, and starts the fight with a kiss. Oh man, that is... What level is a succubus? That's like a CR4 or something, isn't it? Let's look up a succubus. I think that's like a CR4. Something tells me 4 is the CR for that, but I could be wrong. Oh, look at that. I am on the ball. CR4. All right, where was that? CR4. How deadly is a CR4? Just one of them. Meh. That's not that bad. For level 1, that's deadly. For levels 3 and 4, you know, they'll be okay. All right, let's put that right there. A succubus disguised as a regular woman is roadside by a cart, by a broken cart. She gets their help fixing the wagon and attempts to charm one of the PCs and give him a kiss. Draining kiss. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you so much for helping me fix that cart. I don't know what I would have possibly done if you hadn't happened by. Nice. Let's see. Ooh. John Riley says a traveling chef is passing through a town and is looking for adventurers to search for exotic creatures and herbs. The rarer the animal, the more the chef will pay. That's an interesting... That's like an adventure idea thing. A DM would probably have to, like, ad-lib stuff to flesh that out, but... Throw that there. All right. We got to get some fighty stuff. Let's get some fighty stuff. Fighty stuff. Did somebody anger Mod? Ooh. Oh. A herd of twig blights running from a fire creature. The chat can decide what it is. Okay. What fire creature are the twig blights running from? What is the fire creature that they're running from? And let's look up twig blights. A red dragon. That is not blight. Ah! Looks like we got 32. So a twig blight is a CR 1/8. And we're going to have a lot of them. We're going to have a lot of these guys. Yeah. Probably have like 10 of them or something. Yeah, let's do 2d6. Let's do 2d6 twig blights are running from a Let's just say fire elemental. Fire elemental. That is trying to burn them up. If the PCs do not interfere, the blights and fire elemental just pass them by. And we could say, that's good enough. That's good enough for a little bit of a something to start on. Oh man, Aaron, I'm ignoring all your suggestions. All right, Aaron, give me a suggestion. Okay, I see your fire newts. Okay, we'll do those. I'm not like intentionally ignoring anybody. I just like my eyes settle on something and I pick it, you know. It's not personal. It's just the nature of this. All right, I got your fire newt one. We'll do your fire newts. Fire newts. Fire newt warriors have taken over the blacksmith shop and taken shelter in the forge's fire, fighting anyone who tries to come in. All right, let's find out how many of those that we got. Where's the fire newt? Ah! Fire newt. Let's see where these guys are. Uh-oh, I didn't find it. Is it 2 words? Why can't I find fire newt? Somebody tell me where fire newts are. I need to know their CR. It is not finding fire newt. Is that in like Morning Canyons or something, dude? I don't know where it is. I need to know the CR of it, man. It's killing me. I don't know where fire newt is. Is it in like Volos or something? It's in Volos? Okay, cool. I'll go to Volos. All right, let's look for a fire newt over here in Volos. There we go. 142. CR 1/2. Probably about 4 of them or something. Squeaky! Squeaky is saying hi. So yeah, about 4 of these things. So we can say like 1d4 plus 2. So we're going to say 1d4 plus 2. Ah! Fire newt warriors. Awesome. Cool. Squeaky's down here bothering me. All right. How many do we have? Like, what are we at so far? I'm just curious. I'm going to count them. Does it tell me how many rows I highlight? Nope. 1, 2. That's 20. Okay, so that's 30 right there. So that's like 30 of them right there. I need to add some more rows. Cool. Ooh, we got about a half hour. We got about a half hour to get as many more as we can before we finish our table off. And we're going to have a big, huge random encounter table for levels 1 through 4. That's really cool. Oh, and I may or may not have mentioned this, but when we get done with this will be available for people to download and use, obviously. So, yeah, in case you were wondering. Lepers being driven out of cities for obvious reasons, driven to insanity. They try to rob the adventurers. Okay, so like, what would they be? Like, bandits or commoners? Oh, they could just be commoners. We could just say 2d6 lepers, commoners, driven from a nearby city ambush the party seeking food. All right, cool. And commoners are gonna die really quick. It's not gonna be a hard fight right there. Ooh, 3 blink dogs. Oh, that's cool. 3 blink dogs are chasing a displacer beast. Blink dogs are pretty low. Those aren't super high. Displacer beast. Okay, 3 blink dogs are chasing a displacer beast. Let's do this. Let's say 3 blink dogs are locked into battle with a displacer beast. If the PCs help the blink dogs, they help the blink dogs win. They will show them the location of a hidden treasure. That's it. And the Dungeon Master can figure out the rest of those details. Oh, I put commons instead of commoner? Okay. There we go. Melkor is like, I'm just going to double check this stuff, make sure this is all good and kosher. I actually don't want stupid mistakes in this because I'm going to, like, you know, publish this and make it available for people to download. Like, I don't want it to be, like, dumb or unintelligible. So it's actually important that it actually is readable and usable, you know. Ta-da! Okay, here's an interesting idea from the young GM. We have an illusionary camp with a warm fire and a pile of food and supplies that can trick or charm the players to come close when a creature trickster attacks the players when they come too close. What monster are we going to have there? What's the trickster? What creature are we going to use in that encounter? We need a creature. What is the creature? What creature could we use? Quicklings. Maybe we have quicklings. Ooh, quicklings. Those are in Volos. I think those are... I'm not sure what level those are. Quicklings are CR1. Leprechauns, those are interesting. Quicklings are known for, like, mischief and stuff. So let's try that. If they do, CR1, right? So CR1, we're not going to have a whole lot of those. Yeah, let's say 1D, let's say 1D3. If they do 1D3 quicklings, attack the PCs. All right, cool. Legolas Corn, hey, says welcome. I'm new to the channel. Does the DM liar? I am a liar. Have more videos with random encounters like this one. No, this is the first time we are creating random encounters together on my channel. So this is the first time. Okay, we'll use that one from Zero Gamer. The party is being stalked by wolves. How many wolves? What's the CR of wolves? We got to figure that out. Wolf. Or is it wolf? It's probably under... Oh, that's Volo's. That's not going to help me. Ah! I spelled wolf wrong. It's not going to find anything. That didn't do it. Come on. Wolf. Werewolf. It's not helping me. Werewolf again. Wow. There's lots of wolves in this game. Hey! Direwolf. This is riding a struggle bus right now. Whose idea was it to use wolves again? A giant wolf spider. Where is this stinking thing? Oh, wolf. Here we go. Okay, it's CR 1/4. CR 1/4. We're gonna have a lot of those. Probably like, what, 6 or something? Yeah, we can say like 1d6 plus 2. 1d6 plus 2 wolves. Oh, you had 1d4? Okay. If the party succeeds on a DC 15, wisdom perception check, they notice the wolves. Otherwise, when the wolves attack, they gain surprise. Awesome. Next. Ooh, wait, I saw one. So Nathan Son of the South says, a group of archers ambush the PCs. Looting their bodies finds gold and a note saying someone has put a bounty on the PC's heads. Oh, that's awesome. Let's get that in there. Who are the archers going to be? We need to find a stat block for archers. I thought I heard growling. We have to find an NPC stat block that we can use for archers. I'm just going to scroll through here. I definitely hear growling over there. I don't know what's going on. A guard, a mage, a knight, noble, priest, a scout. A scout. We can use scout. That'll work. CR 1/2. Five of them. So we could say 1d4 plus 1. 1d4 plus 1 scouts. Yeah. And then looting their bodies uncovers some gold and a note saying someone has put a bounty on the PC's heads. Awesome. Next. I am so hungry. I don't know what the growling going on over there is all about. Ooh, boggles. See, a group of boggles raiding a village is like maybe an adventure or something. How does that interact with the PCs themselves? The group of boggles is going to raid the PCs when they camp at night, is the way we're going to do that. So I just need to look up boggles, which is in Volos, and get the DC for, or the CR for that. 1/8. So we can have a lot of those. Oh, that's trivial. Let's say, like, it doesn't have to be super hard. You can have some easy stuff too. Let's just say 2d4. 2d4 boggles. Raid the PC's camp at night. Attempting to steal bed sheets and dirty clothes to make their own beds back home. Oh, that's sad. Man, that's almost like they spilled acrylic paint all over their mattress and then they have to like buy new place to sleep and stuff. It's horrible. All right, Fat Man Do, what do you got? A knight on a warhorse wielding a lance claims the party are dragons in disguise and charges them down. Oh, that's cool. Don Quixote reference. Oh, that's really cool. Let's do that. that's good. I think that's good enough just as written. Danny's like, dang, okay, Luke. I'm like rubbing it in. Danny is a boggle confirmed. Absolutely, Aaron. Totally. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Danny says, I buy and promote your merch and you call me out. I see. I'm like, I have no morals. I have no scruples. I'm evil. I'm like a dungeon master. You can't trust me. You cannot trust me. All right, I like Andrew has something about a plague doctor. Let's throw that in there. That sounded interesting. A plague doctor dumping a cart of dead bodies into a fresh dug hole in the ground. A plague doctor is and is preparing to burn them. If asked, the doctor will tell the PCs that the outbreak seems to be a new disease. Oh, okay, cool. I think that's good enough as is. It's like a non-combat like thingy. Cool. Ooh, Ender Warlock says a drunken paladin riding a horse walks past the PCs. He is rude to them and will provoke them. If they attack him and he escapes, the party will be attacked 2 days later by a group of paladins. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. A drunken paladin, let's call him a knight. Let's just turn it into knight. I don't think there's actually like a stat block for paladin, but whatever. Let's just do that. Let's get rid of our comma splice. He is rude to them and will provoke them. Dude, I cannot. So like, this is not a comment on you, Ender Warlock. That this is a comment. There is a writer. There's a person who claims to be a writer, and he loves comma splices. Like, it is nuts. Like, he's like, I'm a professional writer. And then, like, he's launching books and stuff. And, like, his description of the book that he's launching and wants people to buy has comma splices all throughout it. And I'm just like, dude, you need to stop calling yourself a writer. Because if you don't know what a comma splice is and to not do that and to fix it, especially when you are launching a product and trying to get people to buy a book, don't have comma splices. Oh, I'm just like, I want to like be like, you're giving writers everywhere a bad rap. Whew. Okay, that's it. That's all I had to say. If they attack him and he escapes the party, if they attack him and he escapes, the party will be attacked 2 days later by a group of, we're going to say 1d4 plus 1 paladins. And that'll be a pretty nasty encounter. By the way, my rant, Ender Warlock, had nothing to do with you at all. You just reminded me of something else. I don't mind when, like, you know, general, especially in a live stream chat where you're just typing stuff quickly. If there's like grammatical errors, I don't care one bit. You just reminded me of this person who claims to be a writer who does that stuff. So that's all. I want to be clear. I'm not knocking you, dude. You're cool. What else we got going on around here? Dan the Man. I like that idea. Yes, Danny, comma splices upset me. Well, no, you know what? Like comma splices, it's like a very, it is an, how do I even say this? A comma splice is one of the most common like errors. Like I feel like fixing a comma splice is something that is very elementary for anybody who is a writer. So like if you call yourself a writer and you do comma splices, like it's mind-boggling. How do you even not know to not do comma splices? You know what I mean? It's like you it's the fundamentals of writing, you know, is how to compose like an independent clause and not to I can't even express myself. If you're doing comma splices, you cannot call yourself a writer. There should be a rule out there. Okay, where was I? What was I doing? Oh, Dan the Man had an idea. A plate of food. So there's a plate of food on the table in the middle of the road. It's just a mind game. All right. There is a plate of food on a table in the middle of the road. That's it. That's it. Cool. A brownie poops on their shoes. Okay. Yeah, sure. If you're Ninja Theory, it's possible. You know, if you're writing a first draft and you throw in a comma splice, that's forgivable. You know, but that's it. When you're trying to sell people a book, your copy should not include gross and obvious grammatical errors. Proofread your stuff. And the thing is, this person doesn't even know it's probably a problem. That's what's even sadder. It's not that they were being quick and careless. It's that they probably just don't know. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Oh. So two hooded figures are leading a third bound figure. What the party doesn't know is that it's a cult fanatic and cult priest taking a prisoner to be sacrificed. Oh. Nice. That's cool. I like that idea. Two hooded figures are leading a third bound figure along the road. If questioned, they claim the person is a captured prisoner, captured criminal. So we'll say the two hooded figures are actually one cult fanatic and one let's say cultist. One cult fanatic and one cultist taking an innocent person to be sacrificed. There we go. Nice. Cool. Next. A nymph runs by, chased by a woodsman swinging his axe. Christina says, I write for fun. Like roleplay with friends. I fix my comma splices. Yeah, totally. Like, I imagine half of the chat right now is going over to Google and typing in comma splice. Like, what the heck is a comma splice that Luke is getting so worked up about? Okay, where was that? What was the idea? A nymph. What is a nymph? Like, that sounds familiar. But, like, come on. I don't recall offhand what a nymph is. I think that's in Morning Cannon's Tome of Foes. Nymph. No, not Morning Cannon's. Monster Manual? Didn't find it. It didn't find it. That might I think I've seen that in previous editions. I don't know if it made it into this edition though. Water spirit. I don't think dryad. Let's call it a dryad. Let's just call it a dryad. A dryad runs by, chased by a woodsman swinging his axe. So the woodsman, we can call him a berserker. Berserker. Swinging his axe. If the PCs help the dryad, she rewards them with some treasure. And the reverse is true too. Same goes if they help the woodsman. 'Cause who knows? They might just help the woodsman. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's a ninja theory. That's a cool idea. A satyr offers to show the party a magical wonder for a price. If they go there, there are more satyrs there to jump them. Oh, that is really cool. I like it. We got to add some more. So we're getting some really interesting ideas here. I like this. Let's look up satyr and let's see how challenging, how many satyrs there should be. Page 267. That is not it. That is a salamander. Here's a satyr. 1/2. Whoops. That's the wrong button. Calculate. 5 of them. 1d4 plus 1. Sure. Let's do it. If they go there, there are 1d4 plus 1 additional satyrs waiting there to jump them. Oh yeah. The satyrs are drunks that just ran out of wine. Okay, cool. How many do we have so far? We have 30, 31, 32, 33. This is 45. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do 5 more so we can get up to 50. And then we're going to finish our chart. We're going to finish our table. And we're going to call it a night. So we got 5 more random encounters to do tonight. Let's do it. The PCs meet a friendly dire wolf that is medium sized instead of large, feeding it. Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, let's put that there. Nathan's son of the South. The PCs meet a friendly, medium-sized, young direwolf. That is famished. Feeding it and making a successful DC 12 wisdom animal handling check. Makes the group a new friend. Nice. All right. Next. Ba, 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 ba. Two very ugly... Legolas, that's a good idea. Two very ugly monsters from different races are discussing who is prettier. They ask the party to help settle the problem. Okay, what races are we going to use? That's a guy like that idea. What do we got? We need two races. Two ugly races. What are they? What are they? An Oni, okay. A hag. Oh, yeah, that's cool. An Oni and a hag are in the middle of the road discussing who is prettier. Nice. Okay, cool. Okay, that's cool. Let's do this one from Zero Gamer. An ancient gold dragon approaches the party, disguised as a noble woman. She jests with the party for a while. Before moving on. If provoked, she will perform a show of strength to intimidate the party. Okay, sure. Done. What else? I probably messed up pray and pray a couple times. Philip Ketchup says, a flail snail in a cage that has fallen off a caravan. The caravan folk are trying to get it on, but it attacks anyone who comes near the caravan. Folk ask them help. Oh, okay. It's a CR3. All right, Ketchup, you got it. And we got one more after that. So we'll say a cage containing a flail snail has fallen off a caravan and is attacking the caravan workers who come too close to it. The workers will ask the PCs to help them get the cage back in the wagon, rewarding them if they help. All right, nice. And I spelled caravan wrong a couple times there. All right. Ooh. Okay, we're going to go with that one, Andrew. A well-designed and expensive sword lays on the ground, and no one is nearby. The sword was animated by a servant of the god of mischief, and the sword will attack the PCs. Okay, done. This sounds like an animated sword, which is a type of animated object, which is on page 19. What level is that? That's a CR 1/4. So I'm going to calculate the encounter. We might make this a little bit tougher. Let's make 3 of them. Let's have 3 of them. So, or we'll say 1d4 plus 1. 1d4 plus 1. Well-designed and expensive swords lay on the ground, and no one is nearby. The swords were animated by a servant of the god of mischief and left in the road by his followers. The swords are, what is it, animated swords or flying swords? What are those called? Flying swords. The swords are flying swords and will attack any who come near. All right, done. All right, so we basically have 50 random encounters right here. And so the way we generally do this, we could just say 1d50. I really don't want to go like 1 through 2, 3 through 4, 5 through 6. So we're just going to say roll a d50. Bam. Roll a d50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we really going to do that? I think so. Or do we just do 1 through 2? That is really mundane. You know what? I'm not going to waste all of your guys' time with labeling that. I'm going to fill in those numbers like tomorrow morning or something before I upload this, so that you guys all don't have to sit here while we put a bunch of numbers in these rows, because that is not super interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I believe at this point that our stream is drawing to a close. We have created a bunch of awesome, in my opinion, random encounters, and probably tomorrow morning I will be loading these bad boys over to my website and stuff, and then giving you guys a link to download them for yourselves. The link will be like down in the description of this video once it's available, and I'll probably post it as a comment and stuff like that so you all can find it. So yeah, that's that. John H is like, wait, I just got here. What are you doing? Don't go. Sorry, buddy. That's all she wrote. What is going on? Danny, you're just like hawking my merch or something, man. Yeah, Zero Gamer. It'll be published probably by tomorrow morning. I usually get these things out first thing the next morning. So, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. And for all the members and patrons, I'll be pulling the winner of our giveaway and letting you guys know soonish about who won that stuff. Yeah, there you go. I think that's everything that I have to say tonight. So lots of fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. Very, very cool. All right. In the stream. In the stream. And then, oh, remember, sometimes I do streams on like Wednesdays during lunchtime. So look for that stuff.